everyone. If you guys hadn't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for your boy Ghostwriter. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And make sure y'all hit that notification bell, man. Guys, this morning we're gonna be talking about President Trump. He had his State of the Union. If you guys don't know, if you guys haven't heard, he had his State of the Union last night. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys didn't get an opportunity to watch the State of the Union, then I'll play. I guess I'm thinking if I'll play some clips, maybe I will. But what I'm doing is I'll taking some analysis of the biggest points and the biggest things he said during the State of the Union, and we gonna analyze that. And I got another clip I'm gonna play for you guys. It's so funny to start off the live stream. So as y'all come in, y'all please double tap the screen for me, like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And we're just going to give it a few minutes and we're going to allow some people to jump into the stream. And we're going to get started with the content. Good morning. Y'all double tap the screen for your boy Ghostwriter, man. Y'all like the video for me. If y'all hadn't subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. So guys, while we're waiting, I'm just pulling up this video. This video is so funny, man. It is absolutely hilarious. And I'm going to play this video at various times. I just thought it was so funny. I'm going to play this video at various times throughout the live stream. But yeah, man, President Trump, he gave his State of the Union last night. During the speech, man, he said some things. And I was really looking for a couple of things from President Trump to hear, and we'll go over some things he said. Actually, we're going to go over a news article like we usually do. And as we go over the news article, then I'll provide like my analysis on it. But here's what I'm saying from the main thing that I noticed from President Trump's speech yesterday. I noticed that, in my opinion, he was attempting to have some sort of unity. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, look, so, and I'll tell you guys this for a couple of reasons. Number one, he kept giving medals. Like, we're going to go over the content, but he passed out a few medals during that State of the Union speech. If you guys know, like I do, like giving someone a medal is something that's like bipartisan. Yeah, it really is. It's bipartisan. It's unifying. What am I saying that I'm lying about? You know what I'm saying? If I'm handing somebody a medal, it's bipartisan. It's unifying. You know what I'm saying? That's something that the Democrats and the Republicans are supposed to be able to support. If I'm giving a man a medal for being shot in Washington, D.C., while he was on duty and serving the country, I'm saying, how can a Democrat get mad at that? And I say that to say my point number two about the unity is the reason why I say that, because President Trump, he stood up, man, and he said, he announced, he said, why aren't the Democrats standing up? He said, why aren't the Democrats responding? Like he said that. I could play that during the speech. Like he looked at them and he condemned them, or he got on them because they were not responding or standing up or doing anything to applaud. You know what I'm saying? While he was in the middle of trying to give somebody a medal, it was very partisan. There was a lot of Congress people. There were 4 or 5 Supreme Court judges that didn't show up to his speech. 4 or 5 Supreme Court judges. Think about that. 4 or 5 Supreme Court judges. I'm saying that is a horrible sign for President Trump, because in my opinion, it don't matter how many justices are on the bench and they're standing with President Trump. The fact of the matter is that those 4 or 5 Supreme Court justices that did not come, I mean, they're working. You got to understand that law. It's like a unity. You see what I'm saying? It's like you got to understand how it works behind the curtains. I mean, them judges, you talking about sticking together, standing together. It's like that for anything to do with law. You see what I'm saying? So to think that 4 or 5 Supreme Court judges, I mean, I didn't see him not show up for President Biden. I don't know that I seen him not show up for the State of the Union during President Trump. I mean, I've seen Supreme Court justices not show up. Sometimes they sick and stuff like that. But for President Obama, if I'm not mistaken, every State of the Union he gave, the Supreme Court justice was there. I don't think that's a good look for President Trump, for real. Like, whatever that is in the rhetoric, I think he could tone that down. I noticed that. But I will say, in my opinion, though, I think he was making some sort of attempt to get the other side or some sort of olive branch to the other side. But before we get into the content, man, I want to play you this clip. It's so funny. And because it's so funny, I'm going to play the clip for you guys several times, man. It's so funny. So this is President Trump. This is a young lady. President Trump, during the White House, while he was doing Black History Month, this is a young lady, and this is what she had to say about President Trump.
I like her. Please. I like him too. One thing I like about him, he keeps it real, just like Grandma. I appreciate that because I can trust him, because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for
She's talking about President Trump. This young lady, y'all, is talking about President Trump.
I am filled. My cup runneth over. Because he allowed his constituents, his people, to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched. I rallied. I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers.
She's talking about President Trump, y'all. It's a black lady at the White House.
We rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress.
Y'all just wait, the good part coming.
A beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh crime. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on.
Talking about President Trump, the black lady.
I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing.
Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. What you guys think? You got... I had to play that. I'm gonna play that again, man. You know what I'm saying? For President Trump's fan, man, this story come from PBS, man. It was from published on the 20 of course yesterday. Guys, look, President Trump ignoring the difficulties people are facing in the economy. So this is according to PBS during his speech. Voters have been saying for a long time that prices, cost of living are their top concerns. It's largely what has landed Trump in the Republican Party in a precarious position ahead of this year's midterms election. And yet, President Trump largely ignored the economic hardships many are feeling. He gave a rosy outlook, touting the stock market and lower gas prices. I even heard him say that beef was lower, okay? But the reality is, it's just not how voters are feeling. And Trump did not have an I feel your pain moment in the speech. What you guys think? That's according to PBS. If I give you a quick analysis of what I think about that, I say I almost could have wrote that myself. I looked at the headlines, and that's why I chose the story. I think the difference with President Trump and Bill Clinton, or something that Bill Clinton possessed that a lot of politicians don't, is he's able to be personable with the voters. Look, President Trump, don't get me wrong, he can do that. He's very capable of this. I'm not talking way out the realm of possibility. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat this morning. I'm an independent, and I'm just giving you the real. Okay, you got to listen to the words I'm saying. I'm being real with you now. Here's my analysis of it. Okay, so President Trump can be relatable to the voters. That's how he's been president 2 times. I mean, he was in Hollywood. He understands attention politics, as Dana Bash calls it. But what Ghost trying to tell you today is, as far as that issue to do with the economy, it's either one thing for certain or 2 things for sure. Either he doesn't, of course, he's not feeling the economic pain, guys. When has President Trump ever felt economic pain in his life? It don't matter who the president is. That's what y'all don't understand about them rich people. They're going to be doing good regardless. But listen, this is what I'm saying. It's either he's that disconnected with the reality on the ground in America, which would be surprising to me, or number 2, he just doesn't want to own up to it. And I'm saying that I agree with what PBS, that writer's saying. You need to own that. You need to own up to that, because you guys said that. Listen, for you to say affordability is something the Democrats fought or something, yes, maybe that might be true. I'm saying that's debatable depending on how you look at it as an independent, because I'm really speaking for independents. But what I'm saying is though, regardless of how you look at that, yeah, it might be the Democrats, Joe Biden's fault, but you the president now. And prior to you becoming the president, you said you own that. You said that you was going to do A, B, and C to fix affordability. We talked about that a million times. I played those clips 1 trillion times. But I'm saying President Trump, because you haven't fixed that yet, like this is what PBS said. I'm going to read it again. Because, see, we got to be fair about it now. At least Ghost is going to be fair about it. It is incredible that you put tariffs on a lot of things, and yet some things are lower. But I'm saying I think the outlook that you're giving President Trump is a little too pretty. That outlook of a golden age for Elon and millionaires and billionaires, they just getting richer than ever. But I'm saying they always have, their whole life really is a golden age. This is what I'm saying. Largely ignore the economic hardships that many are feeling. Are people in America feeling economic hardships? Come on, man. Let's not play this game. We know that. But I'm saying he needs to own that. He needs to own that pain. I feel your pain. Listen, guys, look, I've been president for a year. When I came into office, President Biden, he had things all jacked up. And I'm saying with the inflation, y'all know I was president last term. You know how things were lower in that first term Trump presidency, you feel me? But it's not lower now. So listen, this is what I'm gonna do for y'all. I'm still fixing Joe Biden's mistakes. I need some more time to fix that and get prices even lower. Yes, guys, I have got prices lower a little bit across the nation. I find the lowest price is across the nation. It's under $2. It's like $1.90. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I have got eggs a little lower. Yeah, I got a couple of things a little lower, but it's not helping the people all the way, guys. Listen, I'm going to be fair about it. President Trump has something in the taxes Angelo brought out in this live stream where it's if you have a child, you're going to get an extra $2,000 per child on your taxes. Up to, I think it's $5,000. Listen to me. On your taxes, if you have a child, you're going to get an extra $2,000 per child on your taxes. So to be fair, he could have, I mean, look, I heard him say that. I heard him talk about he gave an example of a person who did the no tax on tips and her husband worked and got overtime. And so how much it's going to benefit their family. I heard an example of that. But what I'm saying, in my opinion, he didn't own, like they saying, that more of the fact that people are feeling pain economically, regardless of what some numbers saying, the GDP and the billionaires, if the GDP that high and the billionaires getting that money, then where Bernie Sanders at? Because it's people feeling pain and they voted for you. We're not talking about them liberals. We're not talking about them immigrants and them poor people, whatever. We talking about the white people in rural America that voted for you, that's feeling real pain, and that's real facts. Ghostwriter giving it to you. So just own it. Cause see, you turning them moderate and you turning them independent. And I'm saying that don't mean that they ain't gonna vote for the Republican in the midterms, but you ain't on the ballot, Mr. President. So if they get a good Democrat, they gonna run to that Democrat. They moving to the left. Can we slide to the left? Everything sliding to the left. President Trump's approval ratings are at or near record lows, and voters are blaming his policies, particularly his tariffs. Or for making things worse, in this speech, he doubled down on tariffs. With the Supreme Court justices sitting just feet away, he criticized their ruling last week that many of his tariffs were illegal. He said he just came up with an alternative legal justification for keeping them in place. That's why you want to know a lot of Supreme Court justices didn't show up. That's why. Midterm message is not new. This is what PBS is saying. There's no new novel political message from the president in the speech. Talked a lot about political hobby horses, the woes of immigration, crime and culture wars. Look, I'm not going to hate on him because if you're giving a State of the Union, you're supposed to tell the American people, hey, look, this is what I've done for you. This was what I have been able to accomplish for you. There's nothing wrong with you doing that. Y'all feel that? Y'all dig that? I'm saying, what's wrong with him doing that? I don't think there's nothing wrong with him doing that. But I do agree that you can insert it, you know what I'm saying, along with number one, you know what I'm saying, owning the pain that people feeling. You don't have to say it's your fault. You don't have to apologize. For those of y'all who believe that a politician who is apologizing is losing, I think it's different. I think our political environment is different. Listen, you got to learn something about our electorate. Our electorate is a lot more browner. For those of y'all who don't like identity politics, y'all don't like facts, this is just facts. Our electorate is a lot more browner than what it was in 1980. More blacks, more Hispanics, more Asians, Pacific Islanders, and less white people. So the politics, the culture, everything is shifting, everything is changing. You have to adjust to the times and understand what it is. And I'm saying he going hard against immigration. I think, listen, President Trump got a lot. He flipped in that Rio Valley, that southern along the border of Texas. A lot of those voters voted for President Trump because they saw negative effects for immigrations. You think these are largely Hispanics down in South Texas that went red, largely Hispanics. Why would they go red and vote for President Trump, Hispanics? instead over VP Harris. Knowing President Trump, I'm gonna build a wall and make, because they seen the effect of that immigration. I'm trying to tell you. So it's not like, crime. If the crime rate, he said it's at a 100-some-year low. The culture wars. He tried to hit a reset button on immigration, focusing on border security. I can't hate on that. I'm saying, so you pull one of the largest fentanyl busts off the border, and then right after you do that, I'm saying you go and you kill the biggest drug lord left in Mexico. You call them cartels and you call them terrorist organizations, and you declare war on them. So you looking like you going hard on crime now. It's a tactic, though. PBS said that's long been employed by President Trump. His message worked in 2024. But two important things have changed. Listen to me. This is very important. In 2024, to win the election, his message worked. But since 2024, these two things have changed. Number one, he owns the economy. You can't keep pointing at President Biden no more. You the president. Oh, I inherited the worst mess. Maybe you did. Oh, I inherited. Maybe you did. Okay, Mr. President, we understand Joe Biden's the worst president ever. We're not talking about that right now, Mr. President. We just want you to make our lives better. That's what we voted for you for. Can you help us with our lives, making us better, or at least fulfill some of those campaign promises we voted for you, believing in you? Okay, yeah, Joe Biden, he was the worst president ever. We got that. What about you? What you got for us? You own it, President Trump. Number two, you have a record now on immigration in your second term. And included in that record is Renee Good. Ooh, that's a big stain on your immigration and your record, President Trump. Included in that record is Alex Peretti. Ooh, bro, not just you talking about the big stuff. We talking about a boy who lost his eye, young man. Because the ICE agent pouring tear gas, we don't have to But I'm saying now, President Trump, it's not just a policy. The voters see your enforcement. You have a record on it, man. And while people have said in Poland that they are not in favor of deportations, or that they are in favor of deportation, they're not happy with how his administration has gone about that. Period. And so now, President Trump, you have a struggle with immigration that is unintended but definite and intended consequences of trying to be tough or hard. I'll break it down in regular common sense terms so people can understand it. You don't have to be a political genius to understand it. Even if you are a political genius, you can't be like Ghost, because Ghost is still a regular dude, a regular person who makes a lot of mistakes, but he's real authentic. And that way I could stay regular with the people and I could understand where the people coming from. Mr. Political Genius, you can know all your numbers, stats, data, and facts, but you got to understand how the people feel. I think President Trump, a little bit, he has a disconnect with that, because I'm saying he's real good at relating with people, but if you could just relate with the people, President Trump, and own the economic mistakes. I don't know about immigration. I don't know if he could come back on immigration. Maybe if there was legitimate investigations into the death of Renee Good and Alex Peretti, and somebody was held accountable for their deaths, I think that will help him in those two situations. But he went pretty far on immigration, though. Y'all tell me where I was wrong. Number three, there's no legislative agenda. State of the Union address could sometimes descend into a laundry list of things the president wants Congress to accomplish. Not this speech. There were only about a half a dozen specific things Trump asked Congress to do. Codify Trump's attempts to lower drug prices. That's pretty cool, but it was unclear how. Pass the Stop Inside Trading Act. That will restrict Wall Street trading of members of Congress and their spouses. Pass what Trump is calling the Delia Law, which would ban commercial licenses for immigrants, restore funding from the Department of Homeland Security. After the killing of 2 Americans in Minnesota, Democrats refused to authorize new funding for DHS, leading to a partial government shutdown. Passed the Save America Act, which would require proof of citizenship to vote. Proven instances of fraud, including by non-citizens, are very rare, but Trump claims there is rampant cheating. It's something he has used to justify his 2020 election loss. So listen, his midterm message is not new. It's the same thing. He's saying the same thing he was saying before. My question was, can President Trump pivot? Can he turn? Can he reset? Listen, this is what I'm saying. And this is why I started off the live stream like I did. If you know what Ghostwriter chooses, and I pick my words, especially when I'm doing this stream, it's like I'm building up and I'm telling a story. So part of my story was, or how I started the live stream is, regardless if you guys see it or not, it might not seem like it or not, but in my opinion, President Trump was making some sort of attempt, listen to me, some sort of attempts to either A, reach out or do some kind of unity. That's not just me saying that. I heard someone else say that, and that makes plenty of sense. I'm saying whenever you look, so there's a lot of things Congress can do, but there's few things that are bipartisan and they're unifying. If there's someone who's doing something for America who's in the military, like a soldier or something like that, what I'm saying, that's bipartisan and that's unifying. So at this moment, if President Trump is giving them a combat medal of honor, and you seem like he's telling a story of how this is real, this is not a hypothetical situation. This really happened during the speech. President Trump's telling a story of how a young man got killed in D.C., or he almost died in D.C. You remember when the young lady died? Well, he got shot too. And he's telling a story about how his mama, it was a real moving and touching story. He's telling a story about how his mama, they thought it was over. The doctors, it looked bad, but his mama was like, nah, he gonna be okay. My baby gonna be okay. My baby gonna be okay. And her baby was okay. And he was standing up in the State of the Union. And I'm saying, when President Trump is telling these stories, and he got Melania finna put a medal on, no, she put the medal on the older guy. I think because this guy's in the National Guard, it was actually a soldier. He was an officer, decorated officer. He put the medal on him. But I'm saying, while he's getting the medal, I'm saying President Trump at this moment, he's expecting Republicans and Democrats to stand up and clap. How doesn't that make sense? I'm saying it might not be, look, you got to understand, this man, he's not really a unity type person. You don't have to say a unity type politician. He's not really a unity type person. That's just not his thing. He more into fighting and getting down. Tell me how I'm wrong. So I'm saying he making some sort of acknowledgement or attempt during this part of the speech, because I'm going to keep passing out medals. And I'm trying to engage Democrats in this process, because there's time. I think Nancy Pelosi, she commented on Senator Warren standing up and clapping at one particular time. You see what I'm saying? So President Trump, he made a comment. Y'all tell me, did y'all hear the speech? I'm giving y'all analysis on the speech. This ghostwriter is element, baby. Come on. President Trump, he made a comment about, like, why wouldn't y'all stand and clap? Y'all are ridiculous. He made a comment about, so it's in his mind, it's in his head. He's thinking about it. He planning on giving medals. I'm saying, President Trump, are you trying to reach out to the Democrats? Are you trying to reach across the aisle, President Trump? I think unity for you, that's the only way forward, man. You got to somehow, some way find it within your heart. Because more than half of America, he come in here when he's governing like 60% of the electorate is MAGA. Because if you go to his base, I think I seen a poll on CNN, his support from his base fell from 90 to 85, and I think it's below 85% within MAGA support. That's important. His base below 85%, because those Republicans, when when that polling within MAGA and them Republicans, as you see them numbers falling in that poll, if that poll's somewhat accurate, if all the polls real color politics, if they all saying the same thing, those Republicans, they going somewhere. They voting. They still them MAGA Republicans lead President Trump. They got to vote for somebody. So in that respects, if you a Democrat trying to reach out and pick up disenfranchised Republicans, but it's just about how many of them that you could pick up. You know what I'm saying? You got to run the data. If you guys haven't liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Republicans, independents, and Democrats. Get down in the comments. Brent Beeman says, only thing he did was break the ice, brake light. That's called destruction of government property. That's a misdemeanor. Yeah, that is true, sir. I think you're talking about Mr. Ellis Peretti in that situation. But this is the thing about that, though. Listen to me, if I'm President Obama, okay, and say I had an ICE officer, or if I'm President Biden, if I had an ICE officer doing an operation in Minneapolis, think about this. This don't have nothing to do with President Trump. There ain't no people getting pepper spray, pulling people out of cars. It's complete chaos what President Trump doing. That's why I say do it like President Obama or President Biden, because they still snatching people. Good morning, Angelo. How are you doing, my brother? President Biden and President Obama, they still snatching people. Understand that. So say if in a situation with Ellis Peretti, he went up to an ICE agent car and he kicked the light out on an ICE agent car, and President Obama is president. How he gonna respond? Look how President Obama responded to Edward Snowden. You see what I'm saying? President Obama, not the president, he was real good with the CIA. He deported a lot of people. You don't understand. And so I'm saying he gonna change I'm saying he just gonna be more secretive about it. That's President Trump too loud with what you're doing. That's why we said Gomer Powell. Y'all know that person, President Trump, President Trump, Greg Bovino, the leader of the Border Patrol. He out there in an Adolf Hitler jacket with a Gomer Powell haircut, making videos, TikTok videos. This dude, I'm talking about, he a federal agent making TikTok videos looking like a clown. And that's why people getting shot. I'm saying it's the way you move. We ain't got to keep repeating it. I'm talking about just the State of the Union. You got to own these mistakes. That's the only way back. You have to own these errors, because these are errors. And I'm saying you just shoo-shooing and foo-fooing and not doing no investigation, Angelo, because you will not do a fair, legitimate investigation into the deaths of Ellis Peretti and Renee Good. You're going to have to own that. It's you wearing that stain. Think about that, y'all, for a second. If he would have did legit, go back to Obama or Biden or even Bush. If you do a real investigation into their deaths, then I'm saying you could carry on with some sort of a revamped immigration policy. But I'm saying what American people, Angelo, are going to trust President Trump and his immigration policy? Who going to trust that policy now after those deaths? And you just swept it under the rug. That stain is still on you. To all the Trump haters that filed their taxes this year, you get a bigger return. Angelo, I addressed that. Angelo, I already addressed that. I already told him that. Already. $2,000 more. In my opinion, that has absolutely nothing to do with the price of tea in China. Because, Angelo, for those children, that $2,000, that's going to help a lot of people. I ain't going to lie. I understand what's real. And I'm saying he could add to that. And if he adds to that, yeah, that's being productive. He's heading in the right way, in the right direction on that situation. You could lower prices too, and you could build more houses. The federal government could build more houses, and that's going to drive the prices down. Market research, he understand this. He a real estate man. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Angela, all we saying is that you could do more. All we saying is the pain that the American people are feeling, you can own it. Just own it. for those rural Trump voters in Iowa that's voting for you, that are hurting and that are becoming moderates or that's becoming independents, all you have to do, Angelo, is say, hey, guys, I'm going to say it like Joe Biden's going to say. Because I'm saying the American people, they don't care that it's Joe Biden's fault. Yeah, it's his fault. Who cares? You the president. Now, what you going to do to help me? You the president, Mr. President. What you going to do to help me? Angelo, that's what they're saying. So what I'm saying is all he got to do to connect with the voters, this is President Trump, oh, yeah, it's Joe Biden's fault. Joe Biden's fault. And yeah, I understand you guys still feeling pain and to give me some more time. Hey, guys, look how I did this. I had tariffs. And they said with the tariffs, the price was going to go up. But look, I got prices down a little bit. Look how I got the price of gasoline down with the tariffs. Look how I got the price of eggs down with the tariffs. Guys, I understand the pain that y'all feeling a little bit right now, but what I'm trying to say is if y'all give me some more time, y'all finna get $2,000 back on your taxes. I'm saying you gotta have, if you can't communicate like that, Bill Clinton, if you can't communicate like that, Bill Clinton, I'm saying because you got them voters, Angelo, you gotta get in the psyche, in the mind of that voter. We could talk the pretty stuff. We could talk the ugly stuff. We could talk all that Cootieville stuff. But I'm saying if we talking real deal strategy, staying focused, you got to get in the mind of that voter. And I'm saying there's voters, Angelo. We see the polling. That's what's wrong with the polling. That's what's right as far as the economy. Immigration is something totally different. And here's all the thing, bro. Like, it's like whenever Renee Good gets shot, or Ellis Peretti gets shot, listen to me, y'all. This is profound. Listen to me. It don't matter what your stock market is. Tell me how I'm wrong. It don't matter what the S&P 500 is. I mean, just imagine Renee Gill getting shot. You say, oh, but I got record stock numbers. What? Record stock numbers. Why this girl getting shot in the head by a federal agent 3 times? You got record stock numbers. Ellis Peretti, we saw the gun going from him, and as the gun going from him, we saw 3-4 federal agents standing over him. But like, yeah, you right though. He kicked out that light. President Obama, President Biden, any president would be mad about that, upset about that. They would deal with him harshly, but they won't execute him the next time they see him. That's the difference. You can't do that. And because you did that, Angelo, and because you didn't have a proper investigation, you shoot and foo-fooed it. Angelo, you put it in the bag for it to be used by the Democrats later. You put it in the bag. You can't blame it on them. I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Obama, Biden, Bush, Biden. Obama, Biden, Bush. They're going to do a proper investigation. And once you do that proper investigation, Angelo, you don't own it no more. President Trump don't own it. Kristi Noem don't own it. As long as you don't have those investigations on, you giving them that to use on you at any time. Because they're going to go to the courts. When they get the gavel, they're going to write their subpoenas. They're going to come after you. Try to write articles of impeachment on you day one, because they're going to say this girl got killed and this guy got killed, and they got other people who lost their lives, and it ain't been no proper investigation on it. It's like they got the Democrats are holding murder over your head. And I'm saying, instead of letting the investigation go on while you were still the president and you got control, you going to wait till they get control and power, and then you going to allow them to do it. And they going to do it their way, and it's going to be slanted their way, and they going to take it to their district courts, and they going to get the rulings that they want, and they going to be all over your head. Depending on how the investigations go, shoot, they're going to come for blood. Instead of you doing the investigation, right? Well, hey, President Biden, he was smart. I'm going to go ahead, right? Ghost pin them. I'm going to ghost pin my son so you won't put him in jail. thinking ahead. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to get the FBI. See, President Trump, you thinking wrong on that situation. President Trump, he thinking like, oh, I'm shoo-shooing and foo-fooing it like Jeffrey Epstein file. He trying to feel. And then I'm saying he don't like dealing with the problems. He like trying to, that's what this whole thing's about. Him not coming up, Angelo, and saying, hey, I know y'all feel pain. GDP, he ain't wrong about that. Stock market, you ain't wrong about that. Every president lists his accomplishment. But while I'm listing my accomplishments at the end of that or before that or in between that, Bill Clinton, again. Oh, Bill Clinton, though, he was best politician I know. He could relate to the people. I'm going to tell him straight up, hey, listen, Angelo, just like President Trump know how to do this, just like you talking to a regular person in a regular conversation, you got to break it down for the slow people. You know, I'm a strategist. I'm going to strategize politically. Hey, guys, I know. Hey, Angelo, I know y'all out there, some people, they still hurt, man. You know what I'm saying? And it you know, it was this clown before me, his fault. But I'm gonna take the blunt, I'm gonna pick it up from him. You know what I'm saying? And you know, y'all see that stock market though and that GDP. Y'all see that stuff? Hey, I gotta put the glasses on for that, you know, so I don't be too ugly. Hey, so I ain't too ugly, you know what I'm saying? Gotta put the glasses on. Hey, you see that stock market and that GDP though? It's bouncing. It's big bouncing. So it's better than what Biden's doing. So I'm taking y'all to better places than you've been. But you just got to give me the time to work on that. I understand. I feel y'all pain. Just give me the time, though, to work on it. Relate to the voters. He need to be on the campaign. Stop saying that. When he go to Marjorie Taylor Greene district, that's what he need to say. For all of those voters out there who voted for me and you still having a hard time, y'all getting money back on y'all taxes. Wait till you get your tax back. Yeah, I got that tariff money still. I might still be able to give y'all a little whatchamacallit. Because I'm saying they writing bills, the Democrats writing bills trying to take that tariff money from you back to them businesses. President Trump, because that's an opportunity for him to be like Robin Hood and say, hey, I want to give it to the people. The Democrats want to give it to the businesses. You need a strategist in your corner. I could give you the game. If you want to listen to me, whatever situation you in, I can help you flip it. I'm going to be smarter than that dude and I can argue the point better. All I got to tell you is what to do. I'll run that back for you guys again. I'm saying as far as the tariff money, the Democrats want people to get refunds. Most of them refunds go into businesses. President Trump, if I was you, I'd come out and say, hey, I'm using that money to try to give people $2,000. I'm trying to give it to the people. And the Democrats he could flip the game up on them. I'm saying, Angelo, y'all slacking and y'all lacking on y'all pimping, man. Y'all need a real strategist. You know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all need to hire Carl Rove or something. You need some strategists up there with you. Not just, I'm talking about some pure, real deal strategists. And Ghostwriter is what he is. He one of the best at this. And Angelo, that's just what I'm saying, bro. Angelo said, it's sad I blame Governor Tim Walz and Mayor Fry on those two people getting killed. Angelo, I think that is so unfair. At the point, Mr. Angelo, I'll put my hand on that car and I'll move. Okay, he already got his gun out. He fired a shot. Angelo, that second shot and that third shot, you can't blame nobody for them shots but that man who pulled that trigger. That's it. All you could blame for that second and that third shot, Angelo, is that man who pulled that trigger. That's it. Listen, the Democrats can't even blame President Trump for that. All I'm saying, you wearing those murders as a scarlet letter because you hiding the dude who pulled the trigger. You show administration. I'm telling you, the psyche of a voter. You trying to argue right and wrong. This ain't right and wrong. The voters gonna see it how the voters gonna see it. They not gonna see it how you gonna see it. And you need to see it how they seeing it if you want to keep getting a vote. That's why you need a strategist. Y'all could be the politicians, whatever you want to do. You could live in Cootieville, you could do whatever you want to do, but you need you a strategist. That's what you need. To outthink the opposition, bruh. Play chess with them boys. That's what you got to do, Angelo. You got to play chess with them. You can't be crying about it. You got to get out there and you got to counter them. Angelo, if you say the Democrats are evil and they the devil, then you got the numbers on immigration. The American people are with you on immigration. And you, cause you saying Mayor Fry and Governor Walz, somebody and say, listen, Angelo, you talking about passion, Angelo. Angelo, you know that Tennessee special election race? See, I ain't talking to hypotheticals. I'm talking to actualities. That Tennessee special election where that Democrat overperformed in a district, we talking about Tennessee, President Trump won by how many points? That Democrat closed that gap when even in a redrawn district. I'm saying in that district, in a super ruby red district, Angelo, I'm saying who cares about Governor Walz? Who cares about Mayor Fry? Angelo, we know their names. The average person, the average voter, probably does not know. The average voter in that district in Tennessee might not know who Governor Fry. Governor Fry. Governor Walz and Mayor Fry is. But they seen that video, though. They know that. They know Big President T, the president. They know that. Them two things for certain and three things for sure. They know, that's what I'm saying. You got to understand that accountability factor, Angelo. You don't have to say I'm wrong and I apologize. Just relate with the people. I heard President Trump say this. Somebody else said it about articulating the message. I said the same thing about President Biden. Man, President Biden falling down the steps of Air Force One. We understand that. He the best articulator of his message. He the president. People can't be doing it for you. We gonna shoot you and everybody besides the person who they voted for, who responsible for this job. But I'm saying President Obama, he articulated his message. President Clinton articulated his message. President Bush, in my opinion, he had problems articulating his message. President Ronald Reagan, there y'all go. That's y'all star, Republicans. You talking about articulating the message, tear down this wall. President Ronald Reagan. Look, I'm saying, look, we going to talk about Putin, Ukraine making big gains. Shout out Zelensky. President Trump, you doubt, Angelo, y'all doubt Zelensky. He took back 500 miles in Russia. Hey, Zelensky giving them heck. I'm telling y'all, but I'm saying, you talking about Ukraine. You talking about Russia, and this day one war that you gonna stop. And this man then went and changed the whole world order. The whole world order is resting on if we gonna allow that dude to redraw them lines. Because if we withhold the order, is that you can't take redraw lines by force. That's why President Trump, instead of standing 10 and believing in Ukraine, he decided to go out there and say, hey, well, we're going to make Canada the 53rd state. We're going to go take Greenland by force. He out there trying to act like Putin. You know how confused the Europeans are? This dude acting like Putin. He ain't supposed to be with us. We're supposed to be the free market capitalistic world. And he out here talking about, oh, yeah, human rights. Human rights. Oh, we got us a Renee Good and Ellis Peretti pay that on the international TV. Yeah, that's human rights, Angelo. We for human rights. What? Nah, that's not how you do that. You help Ukraine win that war, stomp Russia, Especially right now, you need to step it up. Right, this was the time to go hard. President Trump, he ain't even tuned into that. He trying to hit Iran. Well, hitting Iran, that's Russia ally. The oil, it's all connected. You got to know the military know that. They see that play. It's all connected. The military know that. If y'all into this kind of space, y'all know that Ukraine made 400-500 miles of gains in Russia. Well, then I'm saying, what? It's the time to put the Putin recruiting soldiers from South Africa, from Africa. He recruiting soldiers from Africa. He desperate. He trying to do a surge of 2 million soldiers to go against Ukraine. I'm saying we're going to do a live stream on that. But Angelo, back to the State of the Union speech. I'm just saying, Angelo, you need a reset. You need to come out and tell the American people you understand their pain. He told them they're gonna feel short-term pain before. He used the language before. Hey guys, I understand the pain that y'all feeling. Here's my relief package. I got $2,000 extra for y'all on taxes. No tax on tips, that's more money on taxes. If no overtime, he gave the story. He said it's a woman that worked to get tips. Angelo and her husband work heavy machine operator, and he get a lot of overtime. And she's saying they getting about 10 racks. They got 2 kids. They getting over 10 racks on their taxes. And if you let my sister do them, you probably get about 20 racks. Real talk. So salute that. You trying to do something for the people. Angelo, keep going. The Democrats trying to get refunds and get the money back to the businesses that they say they against. But I'm going to take the money and use the money to give it to the people. Get a W, Angelo. Own it. Get a W. Stop playing politics, those old 1980 politics y'all playing with those old 1980 political strategies that don't work. I'm saying he won the right campaign to win. And then right when they win, it's like they go a different direction. And as soon as you hit that different direction, you get off course. And I see it 1,000 times with 1,000 candidates. That's why their popularity always drop. Angelo, it's akin to the poor guy when he gets money. I'm saying how many of us in this stream are brown or black? Not hating on the white people, or white too. It don't matter what color you are. But say that you went through a struggle or some poverty, and I know we might have a few millionaires who listen, but how many of y'all are millionaires now? You see what I'm saying? I'm saying able to remember the struggle, where you come from, and connect authentically with the voters at all times. Bill Clinton, he could do it the best. I'm saying Barack Obama was a he was a good politician. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was really good. He was a really good politician. Bill Clinton was a good president. In my lifetime, I have to say the way Bill Clinton communicated with people, he was even better than Ronald Reagan. I would say Bill Clinton probably was the best since 1980. I was alive. That's when Reagan was elected. I would have to say, in my opinion, Bill Clinton was the best president. I'm saying we talked about this, Angelo. You got a scandal with Monica Lewinsky in the Oval Office. And that boy still, that same year, his approval rating was 63%. When the last time we seen a sitting U.S. president with an approval rating of 63% during a scandal? The same year? If it wasn't for the scandal, his approval rate would have been, 70%? You get 70%, 63% approval rate, and you got Republicans voting for you. A few of them. And probably all the independents. You talking about over half the nation. The only way he could do that is he very bipartisan. He's a good president, and any kind of analysis would know that Bill Clinton was an excellent communicator. He could communicate good. You would think President Obama could communicate, and President Obama could. His oratory skills was like no other. Martin Luther King. I'm saying President Obama, who give a better speech than that? President Obama would make you start crying. He can motivate you so much with his words. But I'm saying, like, able to connect with those voters. And I think President Trump, he's got to be able to come up with something, Angelo. He's got to be able to do something, because I just think that he's a little bit behind because of the things that has went on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, guys, I told y'all that I was going to tell you guys about the Democrats. I have to do that. That's only fair and that's only honest. I need to tell you guys about the Democrats and what the Democrats responded. But before I tell you guys about before I tell you guys how the Democrats responded, their response to the State of the Union, I have to play this for you guys. And I played this at the front of the stream. And I told y'all, I'm going to play this at various times of the stream. Guys, for all these haters on President Trump, I'm not saying that. This, Angelo, this is for you. This is a black lady, okay, who her grandson got killed. And she said President Trump looked out after her. So President Trump, State of the Union, Republicans, you know what I'm saying? All y'all haters on President Trump, you know what I'm saying? This is what President Trump supporter got to say to y'all.
You do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be stayed up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back him off. And Grandma said it.
Get off the man's back. He doing the right job. He doing the right thing. Back up off of him, and Grandma said it. If you guys had liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me, please. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, man. I'm saying, bro, that's really like my take on the speech. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, he really didn't say too much new. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really have that much of a midterm message. You know what I'm saying? Not really no legislative agenda. I'm saying, like, he did what we knew he was going to do. He touted his accomplishments. But if I'm giving a critical analysis of the speech, in my opinion, understanding and knowing the polls and understanding the strategy and where he's at in those elections, if he gave this speech next year, who cares? There's no elections. There's really no consequences of the actions. But I'm saying, given the speech in this year, he should have pivoted with the accomplishments, and Angelo, he should have tied it in to owning some mistakes. There's no ownership of those mistakes. And if you don't own those mistakes, then I'm saying you got to live with those mistakes, and those mistakes are going to be on you. That's what I'm saying. But guys, we're going to look at the Democratic response. It was given by the newly elected governor of Virginia, Abigail Spanberger, baby. You know what I'm saying? Listen, like, you know, I got to be careful, you know, giving comments to these politicians, but, you know, I try to be as cordial and polite and nice as I can. You know what I'm saying? So Miss Abigail Spanberger, she blasted President Trump's politics. Excuse me. This is by the NPR. And again, it was published on 2/25 yesterday. And invoked a civil call for Americans to push for better leadership and a rebuttal to the State of the Union that offered a preview of how Democrats plan to go against the GOP in the midterm elections. This is what Ms. Spanberger said. And Angelo, you could comment on this. In his speech tonight, the president did what he always does. He lied. He scapegoated and he distracted, and he offered no real solutions to our nation's pressing challenges, so many of which is actively he is actively making worse. So that's what the Democrats got to say to that, Angelo. Angelo, the Democrats, according to Abigail Spanberger, and she's speaking for them. If you speak to a lot of them, they could say this. The Democrats, in a response to the State of the Union, which we just gave analysis on, she said he offered no real solutions for America's problems. He's making them worse. So that's what I'm saying, Angelo. You seen it. I don't even know what Abigail Spanberger gonna say. I looked it up right there in front of y'all. And I gave y'all the analysis to where if I take ownership and I offer forward looking, guys, listen, I got a new policy. Look, if you're going to tell us, oh, we enter into the golden age, because I'm saying, like, for the people who make under $50,000 a year, it ain't no golden age. But I'm saying for Elon, I don't see how it's a golden age for them, even though they really get rich. But I'm saying, like, but hey, if you giving if you got 2 children and you're going to get an extra $5,000 and you work for tips and your husband work overtime, then shoot, you get 15, 20 racks. I'm saying I got 20 racks and I was saying it was a golden age in May. That 20 racks gone. And I don't have the bills that baby girl have that got that heavy machinery. I guarantee you her husband is a heavy machine operator and that girl working for tips. I guarantee you that they house note is well over 1,000. That's reality on the ground. We all know this. We live in this. That's why you need someone like Ghost who live in this, who understands politics on the level that I understand it, to be able to relate the message. Bill Clinton is a once in a generation person. Not that I told you, his oratory skill is not better than Barack Obama's. Who disagrees with that? I guess that's up to beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But I'm saying, in my opinion, Bill Clinton's oratory skills is not better than Barack Obama's. But that's why Bill Clinton, he went across the aisle and he shook hands with Newt Gingrich. Everything I'm saying, bipartisanship, the balance, the deficit, balance the budget. Listen, I guarantee you during Bill Clinton's State of the Unions, I don't even have to look this up. And I know this, even though he did that with Monica Lewinsky, he was up for impeachment. He was going through some of the same stuff President Trump was going through or worse. It wasn't like they accusing President Trump of doing some sexual misconduct. They caught Bill Clinton in the Oval Office. The people still 63% approval rating. They didn't care. Because I'm saying the man was good at communicating. Before he got that economy jumping, he had economic hard times. I'm saying him and Al Gore, they cut the government employees down. They fired a lot of government employees. Bill Clinton, he was marred and don't think it was peachy cream. Rosie, President Trump don't understand that. Angelo, President Trump don't understand that. Angelo says, Ghost, the Trump haters will still find a way to complain about receiving more money. Don't worry about no Trump haters. Don't worry about no Trump haters. Angelo, I'm glad you in the screen. That's what y'all problem is. You worried about the Trump haters instead of worried about the ghostwriters. Because Ghostwriter ain't drinking no Kool-Aid. Ghostwriter ain't drinking no blue Democrat Kool-Aid. And Angelo, though, on the contrary, I'm not going to drink your red Kool-Aid either. That's what I'm saying. So you over there worried about people who don't vote for you, Angelo. We do that a lot in politics. We see candidates running campaigns doing that. You trying to run ads trying to convert a voter. You know how hard and difficult that is? I'm trying to win new voters. I'm trying to expand the electorate. It's black and brown. We need to get a message for the black and brown. I don't care which party you in. The Democrats get it. The Republicans need to get it too. That's what I'm saying. Forget the Trump haters. Reach the ghostwriters. The ones in the middle. The ones who say, yeah, if you get somebody who say if you hear somebody say that President Biden did not allow that many people or too many people in the country, listen, I heard Hillary Clinton just say that. Don't worry about that though. Forget the fact of how you feel about immigration, because I believe that we are all immigrants, so we need some type of comprehensive immigration reform. I've heard Republicans and Democrats say that they just got Bloods and Crips. They got too much pride to come together and get something done. So what President Trump do? He out here trying to play Rambo with Greg Bovino and Christy Nome, Ice Barbie. They playing some, you trying to have a television show. You trying to play a television show with immigration. A television show. The life and times of the Trump administration. Introducing Gomer Pyle, Ice Barbie. And I'm talking about, come on, man, that's a clown show, Angelo. You putting on a clown show. You're too worried about the TV. If you over worry, I'm talking about profound. If you have somebody like me in your corner, I know my value. I know what I bring to the table. You can't get me out my focus and talk me out my spot. If you overplay the optics and you too concerned with how it looks, it's going to look bad. If you too worried about how it looks, it's going to look bad. If you overplay the hand, sometimes I don't know if I'm giving a candidate or if I'm giving a politician strategy or advice. Sometimes I don't know if that is going to go to the left or the right. I'm not aware of it when I tell you that. But I'm not going to tell you something to overplay your hand. Stick to the basics, the fundamentals. And you just got to get somebody who really understands this. Listen, y'all, I'm not going to try to embarrass somebody, but I heard a guy yesterday, 7 days in voting in the Democratic primary. And 7 days in voting in the Democratic primary, he's trying to say 1.2 million people going to vote. Well, guys, y'all know on Jasmine for Texas, episode number 7, Ghost said 1.4 million to 2.1 million people gonna vote. I'm saying when you already see the record turnout in the Democratic primary in Texas, I'm saying anybody could come up. You don't need Jake Tapper, or you don't need Caitlin Collins, or Abby Phillip, or Dana Bash to tell you, oh, wow, I think over 1 million people gonna vote. Oh, you don't say. You saying that after the voting started. I'm saying, tell me 1 million people gonna vote in that early primary and that text before the voting started. That's what Ghost did. That's the difference between me and them. I'm gonna tell you before it happened, Angelo, just like picking them sports games. If it's got anything to do with numbers, Angelo, I'm telling you, I could put that together in my brain. I don't know what's wrong. It's part of my disability. Like the Rain Man, I keep trying to tell y'all. But once he get the numbers, he analyzing some numbers that's already happening. The early voting is after a week, 650,000 people vote. It's like apples and oranges. Oh, 650,000 people voted in 7 days. You still got 5 more days. Can we hit 1 million? Yeah, you probably gonna hit 1 million, idiot. Yeah, so he's saying 1.2 million. That ain't nothing. The mistake he making, and we gonna find out, is that he going by some old graph or old chart. Ain't nothing about this election and this Democratic primary in Texas is old. It's a new style, new strategy, new everything. You got 2 highly popular candidates, one very polarizing. $30 million. Yeah, that 30 million is going to bring them voters out. It just might not bring them out for you, James Tellerico. But you telling people to go vote, you getting people signed up, and they got a choice. It's just you go, James Tellerico, he's in an impossible position. He's going against a very popular candidate. See, I understand the dynamics. That's why prior to the voting, I already know. Ghosts already know it's finna be record turnouts. Go back and watch Jasmine for Texas, episode number 7, and put it at 30 minutes and press play. I told y'all this 1,000 times before the voting started, that it's record turnouts for the Democrats. I told you that. I could have told you that the Republicans gonna be over what they voted. I don't care about the year. presidential election or no, that don't matter. I could tell you, you just got to hear what I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not putting enough time and resources into, I'm not getting paid for this. You feel that? I'm not getting paid for this, but I could tell y'all what's going on, giving y'all strategy. And if that politician, if they all they got to do is turn Ghostwriter on and listen to Ghostwriter, and if that politician turn Ghostwriter on and listen to Ghostwriter, I promise you they gonna win, because that's what I'm about. I'm about winning. We could get off focus, and I get off focus, and I play and I joke, but I'm saying as far as the craft, the seriousness of it, and look, politics is a combat sport, man. You know what I'm saying? It really is. Angelo says, Ghost, we all need to be united and make common sense great again. But to do that, Angelo, you got to unite. Angelo, do you understand what it takes to unite? Angelo, some people don't even understand what unity means. That sounds funny. That sounds hilarious. But Angelo, what's the first thing you got to do when you some people say compromise? And if you say compromise, I'll say that's a great job. Yeah, unity caves compromise. But you know what the first thing Ghost gonna say you gotta do? You gotta humble yourself. Before you compromise, you gotta humble yourself. Thank you for that donation, Monton. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys haven't liked the video, double tap the screen for me, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Also, if y'all want to donate like Monton, you can hit the button with the $ in it. Your donations are much appreciated. But what I'm saying is you got to humble yourself first, number one. Because before you compromise, you got to realize that you might be right. Everything, a lot of stuff I say, I'm not like most people. Oh, Mr. Marcus, he said, do you pick the winner in sports betting? Ask Angelo, Mr. Marcus. I did it right here on the live stream. I stopped doing the sport bet. Thank you for that donation, by the way, sir. But I stopped doing the sports bet, but I did it right here on the live stream. I picked 7 teams. Ask Angelo, all 7 of them I picked right. If you got numbers in your situation, I promise you, I could look at those numbers. If it's a series of numbers, my brain sees them numbers and predicts the outcome. You could ask my mama. You could give me 104 minus 19. If you give me those kind of, I give you the answers in record speed. You can't believe it. My mind just does that. But I'm saying, like, so I'm looking at in that Texas Democratic primary, I'm aware of the money that you got to put all of these pieces together. Like I'm saying, a generic analyst, or I wouldn't say a generic analyst. He's not predicting. You can't make a prediction a week after the early voting started. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna be before it starts. Like I'm going to tell you, in that election right now, at this time, looking at those polling numbers, because within Dallas County, the vote, they're not turning down, they're turning up. So within Dallas County, there's no way throughout that state, looking at that number, she don't have a 3 to 5 point lead. I don't know what the number's going to be on voting day. But I'm saying, in my opinion right now, if you ask me who win in that race, I would say it's a long shot for Tellerico. My analysis of the voting and the numbers. Who's voting? See what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, man, it's like, I could see, look, as far as an election, that's a little bit different. Angelo, me predicting an election, that's different. And I'm saying, we probably not going to go all the way down that road once you get to the general, because I'm not really going to be doing that unless I'm getting paid. But I'm saying with the primary, all I'm doing is I'm showing you the skill set. Listen to the words that's coming out my mouth. You got a mind, you can judge if the advice and the strategy and the analysis that I'm giving is right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, we started this journey because I want to appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals, baby. Let's be real. Let's be real. I don't have no law license. And I did that. Whatever you put me in, I'm going to go. I'm going to excel beyond excelling. Whatever I'm doing, whatever, great. You got to understand that I got a disability. If you're not that smart, I mean, we're not going to be able to connect. That's just what that is, man. My boy Angelo says, Ghost, do you realize a lot of Republican voters are purposely going to vote for Jasmine Crockett so she should win? I'm saying if that's what you're saying, Angelo, but I don't think the numbers are that high. So see, that's what I'm saying, Angelo. The difference between fact and fiction. What's a lot of Republican voters? What's the number? Angelo, what's a lot? Because I'm saying that the Democrats got 700,000 votes at the end of today, over 700,000 votes. And they still got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 more days. And if they spending that money, they should be going to overdrive and ramping it up. So I'm saying out those 700,000 votes, how many of them Republicans? 20,000? 20,000 is a lot. But those 20,000 ain't going to make a difference in that election. I said another prediction that I didn't hear the generic analysis say, that the winner needs a minimum of 800,000 votes. So you saying she gonna beat him 800,000 to 820,000, Angelo? And the difference in that election, because the Republicans went and voted. Listen, Angelo, let's just be real. I'm gonna be real with you for a second, Angelo. She gonna have a very difficult time beating that Republican in the general election. Very difficult. That's reality. Angelo, you saying I'm dreaming. Angelo, that's what you saying. I'm dreaming. Angelo, I'm dreaming. Ghostwriter dreaming. She can't, no Democrat ain't beating no Republican. Angelo, I'm telling you, I am in reality. I understand the young lady gonna have a very difficult time beating that Republican in the general election, but it can be done. Angelo, you saying there's no way in the world that she can't beat him. Even though we see you got 25,000 Republicans that went and voted. He's trying to say all them numbers. He want to give that credit to the Republican because the Republican line, Angelo, is right about where it's supposed to be. I'm saying you got 20,000 new voters, first-time voters. These ain't Republican voters, Angelo. You got 20,000 first-time voters, over 20,000 first-time voters that voted in these primaries, specifically Dallas and Tarrant County area. 20,000 first-time voters that voted this weekend. First-time voters, never registered. Come on, Angelo. It ain't Republicans that got that number to 700,000. Angelo, if you look at a graph, the Republican numbers are right where they're supposed to be. Most of these extra people voting, Angelo, are either first-time voters or they're people who they voted in the election. These are election voters that's showing up early to vote in the primary. So the key is, for the Democrats, we're going to see how many new voters did the Democrats sign up. Like I said, I ain't getting paid for it. I'm not finna go look that up. But you got a good idea. The Crockett campaign and Tellerico campaign, they should know how many new voters that registered to vote and that are available to vote. Most voters don't. Well, they do early vote. A lot of Democrats do early vote. I'm saying I'm not trying to look at no numbers. All I'm saying, Angelo, like off of what you said, if you give me I'm gonna answer straight up, not going to get no numbers. Ain't no 100,000 Republicans came and voted in the Democratic primary. Ain't no 100,000 recovery because you losing by 100,000. That 100,000 are not all Republicans, Angelo. Come on, that's hypothetical talk. That is fantasy land. That's a dream, Angelo. Because it's not real. You can't prove it. You cannot prove that all those people voting are a good portion, even a sixth of them, 100,000, what you losing by, Angelo, you cannot prove that those are Republicans. I highly doubt that. That's not realistic. 20,000 max, Angelo. 20,000 max. because y'all have a highly contested primary that's going to go to a runoff that those Republicans want to have their voice heard, because Cronin and Paxton and them and Wesley Hunt has spent twice the money Jasmine and Tellerico spent. So that money's working. That's charging the people up, and that's making the Republicans go get engaged in their own primary. Ain't nobody on this conspiracy theory stuff. You do have, Angelo, I'm not hating on you. I see both sides. You do have Republicans who are doing that, but it's not a large number of them. As a matter of fact, I think you might have more Democrats voting in the Republican primary than you have Republicans voting in the Democratic primary, Angelo, and that's just facts. That's what I think. I don't think it's a large number of them to make a difference. That's what I believe. But regardless, I'm saying that I did endorse Miss Crockett. You know what I'm saying? Just like I endorse Representative Dupree. And due to that endorsement to March the 3rd, yeah, I'm hoping and I'm believing that she's going to win. I really believe the way those numbers look that she wins. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? We did 8 episodes, Angelo, of Jasmine for Texas. I volunteered for her campaign. I'm really hoping and believing Miss Crockett's going to win. Point blank, period. Representative Crockett. I need Representative Crockett. I'm going to try to be professional. You know what I'm saying? Because with me, that's what it's about. It's about politics. It's about strategy. I told y'all day one, Ameliorate Legal, I want to do political strategy. I got 3 cases in federal court. I got discovery that's due right now. You see what I'm saying? I got cases to check on. Those cases working, they cooking. I got cases to file. You know it's February. You know I promised you a couple of them. So get ready, get prepared. I got cases to file. You know what I'm saying? Legal Wars Live, I got a tour to fulfill. Head out west, Angelo, and do that tour. Yeah, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what's cooking. That's what's going on, man. That's what's cracking, man. If you guys haven't liked the video, go ahead, double tap that screen. Yeah, Angus said the State of the Union, it was very interesting. Yes, indeed, it was very interesting. And Angus, we went over a few things that I believe President Trump could have did to you know what I'm saying, to solidify the Republicans' position heading into the midterm elections. Angelo says, Ghost, you would be surprised if Jasmine loses the primary. Angelo, it will have to depend on how the numbers looked on voting day. Listen, to be realistic with you, I'm going to stay in reality, okay? Because really, there's no more. She's doing everything she got to do to win. There ain't no more advice you could give her. The voters done voted. A lot of them made up their minds. Some of them just can't get to the polls. Some of them, the ads, they're getting converted still, turning voters. The process is working and it's doing the cooking. It's cooking. So you beyond really a point. All you could do is go hard and push to win those voters or to win those votes. She's doing that. Tellerico's doing that. So really trying to give some analysis on the situation that's already in play, bro. I gave the analysis prior. You see what I'm saying? She went to Texas State. She talking to young college students, getting them to go show up and go vote. She need to go to every university. Where do I go next, Jasmine? You need to go to every black university in the state. Like I said on those previous episodes, if she needs any advice from here to March the 3rd, that's why we're not doing no more Jasmines for Texas. If she needs any advice from here to March the 3rd, like I said, I did 8 episodes and volunteered for her campaign. So knowing that, would I be surprised if she loses? I'm not sure. It depends on what that early vote looking like. I know on Saturday and Sunday, Angelo, that Austin was at 200% when early voting first started. So James Tellerico had his voters charged up. Austin was at 200%. On Saturday and Sunday, the polls was quiet. Dallas County ain't slowed down. Tarrant County hasn't slowed down. Houston, they above their 2022 numbers, midterm numbers, by a pretty good margin. The black voters, I seen her she went to Killeen. Bro, I'm saying, like, if I look at listen, a 50-50 wash across the state, okay? 50-50 wash across the state. Say she 50-50. Say he wins the white voters and she slightly outmaneuvers them with Hispanics, ever so slightly. 50-50 wash. You throw in the black voters, she gonna win by a pretty good margin. Like, that's the whole thing, to go get those voters who do not show up to go vote. She's like, there's that campaign, regardless of what you say to Angelo, I would be surprised right now if she loses. I'm going to go ahead and say that, yeah, I would be surprised. You know what I'm saying? That'd be every time I volunteer, Angelo, ever volunteer for a candidate like that, Angelo, like, you know what I'm saying? They won. So if she lose, I'll be surprised. I think that in this primary, she took the right path to victory. She did all the things she was supposed to do to win. She didn't do everything Ghost said that she should do to win. She did it at her own pace. She didn't have the infrastructure on December 15th to hit the ground running. If she did, I believe she would have beat him by more points than she actually beat him by. That's what I believe. But yeah, Angelo, I would be surprised if she loses. I don't think it's happening. I think she's going to beat him. Now, going on to run against the Republican, we don't know who the Republican going to be. We think it might be Ken Paxton. We don't know what the establishment have up their sleeves. We don't know if President Trump going to decide to come out and endorse Ken Paxton. We'll have to see. But I'm saying whoever the Republican's going to be, the Republicans got some tricks up their sleeves now. We've seen some of the tricks. We've seen some irregular. Guys, Angelo, I want to play this, guys, for the stream. Because I want you guys to see, we talk about voter suppression in the state of Texas. This is real. Okay, Jasmine, you had a tough primary, baby girl. I will give you that. And as far as the W, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really think she's going to pull out that W. I think she's going to beat her. I really do. As far as the campaign that she won, that she ran, guys, I really think, baby girl, she ran a good campaign. I really do. Point blank. That's why I think she's going to win. Now, going into the general election, that's something completely different, especially in the state of Texas. In the state of Texas, we have heard, or if you have not heard, you should have heard about voter suppression. You know what I'm saying? Hold on real quick, guys. I want to pull up a video for you guys real quick that discusses this. This ain't no conspiracy theories. I'm going to say that. And I'm not saying that they are suppressing the vote in the state of Texas. I'm not saying that. I'm just going to play this video for y'all, and y'all tell me what y'all think. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see. See if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it, guys. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Sometimes I always have trouble finding these videos. So, guys, I can't find it, but it was a video that was talking about irregularities that the Democratic voters were having. There was a guy, he said he had registered to vote in September, and he re-registered in September. He a Texas landowner. and they was trying not to let her vote. Another woman, they said that they tried to block her because of her ID. She had to get a supplemental ballot. This is in the Democratic primary. This girl said while she was up there, she seen 5 people. She didn't have to get, she said she got a supplemental ballot. They went through the process, and she said she ended up voting regular. But she seen 5 people who were going through what she was going through. And if you go up there to vote, and you know you're supposed to be able to allow to vote, and they start hackling you or trying to pull you in the room or pull you to the side about anything whatsoever, what she's saying is 1 out of them 5 people won't vote. You losing a Democratic voter. 2 out of them 5 people won't vote. I'm saying that's the election right there. We talking about people who are up at the polls, who's about to vote. I wish I gotta find that video for y'all. Angelo, I gotta find that video. Because if I was the Democratic Party, this is what I would be focusing on. If you're not focusing on this, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Real talk. You can't focus on how pretty Ghost Rider is now. You focusing on how pretty Ghost is. That's the wrong thing to focus on. Don't focus. Angelo, they focused on how good looking your boy is. You know what I'm talking about? They focused on how good looking your boy is, man. I know I'm good looking, bro. You know what I'm saying? I done had over 200 and probably, I say in the low 40s, 240 some women in my lifetime that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All of them probably didn't think I was good looking, but the vast majority, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to talk about how good looking I am, man. I can't find that video for y'all, though. Hold up, let me look real quick. I might be able to do that. Like video. Oh, I know how to find it. I think I saved it. Please save that video. Watch later. I was like, I gotta play this for him. Hey, Angelo, I'm so sorry. I can't wait till I be able to screen share, man. Let me see. Get to the watch later. Save playlist. Playlist. Please be there. Please be there. Oh, no. This is the wrong kind. It ain't there. Watch later. Man, I'm telling y'all, bro, that video was so profound. How many Democratic voters are they picking off? This girl who was saying this, she was a Democratic voter. She voting Democrat. She a Democratic voter. And she said she seen 5 voters, Angelo, that they pulled out the line talking about their voting systems weren't working correctly or weren't coordinating correctly. You can't blame that on the machines. It's on who running the machines. That's like y'all blaming the gun violence on. You can't blame that on the guns. It's on who using the gun. So, Angelo, I think the Democrats, you know, there's a lot of things that, you know what I'm saying, I could say for that general election. I got a whole strategy for a Democrat to win. And I don't think you'll be able to win without this strategy. Angelo, she executed the correct strategy during the primary. I think she's going to win. It's a different kind of battle. She fighting a much bigger and uglier battle whenever she going up against that Republican in the general election. So, in my opinion, you got, 7-8 months to run that race. Like, that's why they call it a race. You got to start off running a certain kind of way. You got to start off, you got to hit the ground. With a victory in that primary, she got to hit the ground running a certain kind of way. And if you're playing really in July or you're playing, right before the election, that's why you're not going to win. I think you got to run that election a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to get back to the business. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like, we got that. Like, cause look, your boy fat though. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm pretty though. You could try to hate on me or whatever you want to, but like that's been verified. You think about you got to understand 240 females. And it'd probably be over 1,000 if it wasn't for people like hating on me and holding me back or trying to hold me back and me not caring, me not trying, me going years in my life of being celibate. If I would have stayed active like I was, I'm talking about, bro, I'll run 1,000. I'm talking about I meet 10 girls, 3 to 4 of them, I was slaying them. You know what I'm saying? So that's been verified in my mind. But I'm saying you focused on, like, if I'm pretty or not, then we must be in good position to run that race. So I think we're in good position to win the primary. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I really do. I really do. I think she got a unified support behind her, bro. Real talk. In ways that I ain't seen really in politics, man. I think she done ran she done ran one of the best elections you can run, bro. Real talk though. In the situation she ran it in. That's a good I'm very proud of that her race, bro, to this point. I'm just be honest. Sticking on the business, sticking on the politics. Way she ran the campaign. You see the voter turnout, you could try to say that's Republicans if you want to. That ain't no Republicans. And that's the biggest race in these midterms, is that Texas Senate seat race. In the whole midterms, that's the biggest race. On the Republican side, I really haven't looked at their numbers, their counties. It's different. I don't know. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I didn't endorse any of those, any of them. I endorsed Jasmine, and looking at the numbers, following the numbers, calling the numbers. I didn't predict how many Republicans were going to vote before the voting started. I could look at them now and give you numbers, but what's the good in that? They got analysis who could do that. I'm saying you don't got no analysis on your team who would have told you that 1 million people were going to early vote in this primary. You ain't got none on your team that's going to do that. But looking at the numbers now, she got a campaign person now and everything, so they got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying you ain't had no strategists like Ghost. You can focus on me being pretty or me being fat. I got crud between my toes. But I'm saying I'm not in this game for no crud between my toes. I'm in this game for Miss Crockett to win that primary, for Ghostwriter to go 2-0 on the candidates that I endorsed. I endorsed Johnny Dupree. He won his primary like 90-something to 7, 90 to 10, 90 to 8. We knew he probably was going to win. You know what I'm saying? Black candidate against a white preacher in Mississippi, a red district. He used to be a mayor of Hattiesburg, and he won the Democrat. I endorsed him. My Facebook post at that time was getting like 35,000 views a post or better. I shared 10 times, 35. I reached 35,000 people every time. And boy, I was shooting them messages, Johnny Dupree. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're from Mississippi, so it don't matter if a lot of people like really messing with me. They know me. They respect my words to a certain degree. And I'm telling them, this dude, the guy you supposed to vote for, he won 93 to 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a conversation with Mr. Dupree after that. I talked to Mr. Dupree after that. I reached out to him. I'm in Mississippi, bro. I'm saying I want to work for him. He told me I was going to be his, bro, I promise you, I got these emails. He told me I was going to be his campaign director or strategist or whatever on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Oh, really? That's what you want me to do? Yeah, he got a campaign director where he was. I'm going to hold down the Mississippi Gulf Coast. He got to win the Mississippi Gulf Coast to win that election. In that district he in, I think it was what, District 4? Yeah, District 4 in the congressional map, Mississippi. See what I'm saying? So he got to win the Mississippi Gulf Coast. That's where all the people are. He's a black man. That's where all the black voters are. He told me I'm going to be his campaign director down there after his huge win in the primary. But I told him I need to get paid. That's something he wasn't willing to do. He said the Democratic Party wasn't giving him no money. I'm not going to disclose how much. He said the Democratic Party look at that district in Mississippi and that red district, say he can't win. That's not what's finna happen with Texas, with Jasmine. But in that district, Mississippi, they say they're not going to try to contest that seat. So they giving him a couple of dollars, some chump change. And that's what he did. He went on and lost. I couldn't help him, though. because you need to run a certain kind of campaign in that red district to beat that Republican. It's a certain campaign you got to run, a race. You got to run the race. Look, I'm going to just say, take K. That's all. Look, if you know, you know, but you're not going to pick up on this. That boy ran the race. You feel me? He ran the race. You got to know how to step. Look, I'm going to just say this. Legal Wars Live started supporting VP Harris, okay? Now, VP Harris, when she came off that primary, what was it? The convention, the Democratic National Convention. I think Jasmine spoke at that convention, didn't she? That's when she hit the stage. She spoke at VP National. So at that convention, after that convention, I think they ain't did the debate yet. The Democrat, her handlers, they were hiding her and containing her. No Fox, no Joe Rogan. She wasn't even going on The View. She wasn't doing no interviews. They holding her back. You look at the polls, a lot of polls had her ahead by 8 points. Now, I'm talking about real clear politics. She 8 points. It went not 8 points. It was like 4 or 5 points. So I think at that time it was a tie race when she first announced. What I'm saying is her campaign, her handlers, they're guarding her. They're holding her back. She ain't doing no interviews, no press, nothing like that. No press. They're holding her, number one. And number two, like a month. It was like a month. Almost to me. I'm talking about, Ghost, I'm checking. Wait, baby girl at? Where our rallies at? Where we going to? Nothing. Like they wait to the way they run their campaigns, all of them. They wait to the last minute to start. Oh, Ghost, we don't have the money. You don't need to have the money. You got to run the race, baby. You can't get this mind. You need this mind. You worry about how pretty I am, girl. Don't worry about how pretty I am. Oh, you worry about how you ain't got to worry about how fit. Ain't none of that, baby. It's this mind and it's this mouth. That's what you can't get. Oh, you can't. And I'm talking about. That's how I know how to win a race. Angelo Angus, y'all trust me. I know how to win that race in that red district. It's how you run it. And I'm saying, like, it's a big state and it's already in my mind. If you don't listen, let's say that there's a third candidate. So hopefully you ain't going to go to no runoff, okay? So let's say on March 3rd, they crown you queen. You know they got a runoff in May. Bro, by the time that Republican get in the race, I'm going to be so far ahead of him. I think that Democrat, you going to listen to me. That's all I'm going to tell you. For the Democrats. Ain't nobody going to tell you this. Ain't no strategist going to tell you this. And this the realest thing you heard. Every Democrat. It's an hour and 41 minutes. I'm going to mark this. Because I'm going to just like I did on the previous, I'm going to play this for you. I'm going to play this. Because I'll be knowing what I'm talking about. Listen to me. You going to win or lose that race between March and May. You telling me you got 3 months. Okay, she got 3 months. Okay, so you win on March 3rd. Yeah, I won on March 3rd. So from March to May, what's your campaign strategy? Because that's when the race is going to win. If you ain't got nothing in your mind, me asking you question what you going to do from March to May, if you don't really know or you ain't got it mapped out, you probably not going to win. Because for a Democrat to win that race, I'm talking about you got to snatch defeat out the mouth of victory If they didn't have a runoff, or if y'all both had a runoff, you still got to run the race this certain way when you first start off, but you got to start off even with him and May. But I'm saying it's so perfect for the Democrats because that March to May, they going to be killing each other still. What you going to be doing? March to May. Jasmine, baby, you went on the 3rd. The Republicans over there killing themselves still. And they runoff election ain't to May. What you going to be doing from March to May? Because I'm saying when you beat Tellerico, you got the momentum. You know what they do after they win their primaries? They gonna go get right, gonna chill out, go back to DC and do some work. It's a race, baby. I ain't gonna give you the whole game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what it is. I can't give you the whole game. I made Johnny Dupree pay. He didn't want to pay me. He went and ran the race against that Republican. And I'm telling you, listen, I looked at some polls. I think the Republicans might have had a runoff too. It's a smaller district, 750,000 people. It's similar to the district that Jasmine represents in Texas. I looked at some polls come about June. And when I seen where them polls was in June, and I saw how he was, because I was following him. I seen all the places he was going to. I seen how he was running his campaign, who he was trying to reach. He running his campaign like it was still the primary. Real talk. He going to Democrat. He going to please. I guess you got to get money from your donors. But like Tellerico finding out how much money you get from all you doing is driving up the voters. That's all you going to do. That's what the Republicans going to do. The Republicans going to make every white voter in the state go vote. Tell me if I'm lying. That's why they spend all that money. You getting the voters to the polls. But I'm saying if you got the right candidate as a Democrat, that could work against you. Tellerico finna find that out. Because you spending all that money, all you doing is waking up the voters to an election. Y'all, I know it's an election. I was talking about the election and I told her to run. I told her to run. I was talking about it before she even got in the race. We know it's an election. Angelo and Angus know it's an election. I'm saying a regular person, they not thinking about politics like us. They don't even know. You got to tell them, hey, it's time to vote again. Oh, it is? Who is? Oh, yeah, they seeing the commercial. Oh, who running? Jasmine. Oh, we love Jasmine. She already got that name recognition. She already got fans. All you doing, so listen, how profound your boy goes. Some of that money James Tellerico spending, he's spending to get people to go vote for Jasmine. Some of that money that James Tellerico spending woke up some of Jasmine's voters to the election. That dark money that was spent against her that says she wasn't electable, I know that wasn't your people, James Tellerico, who spent that super PAC ad against her saying she not electable. That's why Dallas County got record turnouts. Real talk. Because that's borderline racist. So you going to charge up the black voters to go vote. I thought that was Jasmine people who played that. Tellerico, that ain't your people, huh? Governor Abbott spending $1 million against her. You think the Democrats like Governor Abbott in Texas? That's charging up the base, the Democratic base. That's making them go vote. Hey, y'all, Governor Abbott spending money against me. I'm saying she further left than him. This is a Democratic primary. What I'm saying wrong, y'all? Hour and 45 minutes. What we got? Hey, somebody said, made me want to read your books. They like that name, Ghostwriter. Who that is? Tito. T2. What's up, T2? See you up in here a couple of times. Look, I ain't got no NT Claus. What's up, baby? I'm add T2 as a moderator. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, T2 though, ghostwriter is because of the cases that I write. Like I told you, man, like I just in situations where, like I was being pressed. That's why I named the podcast what I started it as, the live stream. I've been live streaming. I ain't no real podcast technical words. I ain't into technicalities really, but Legal Wars Live. Because I personally had to file cases due to situations that I was going on in my personal life. I already had a degree as just a paralegal. I'm not an attorney. So if you an attorney and you saying that you a licensed attorney and you practice on the federal and whatever level, you ain't won no appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals, though. I'm not an attorney, and I have. That's why I started Legal Wars Live. You got to respect what respect is as far as the work, because that's all I'm really about is the work, getting the money. Little NTZ clause, I don't want to get money how I can. You see what I'm saying? People get money how they can. Zoran Mandami said, all you need is an ID and your birth certificate or card. I got both of them. You could go down there in New York and make $30 an hour shoveling snow. It just snowed again. I'm going to show y'all in a second. Snowing right now while we doing this live stream. Just snowed again. So it's plenty of snow to shovel in New York. $30 an hour. That's getting money how you can. I got money how I can for 27 years. Now I'm going to get money how I want to. And how I want to get money is, I've been saying it the whole time. What I'm saying wrong. Filing these cases, and I told you I want to get into politics, political strategy. That Johnny Dupree campaign I ran in Mississippi, people know about it. Who know? If you know, you know. I didn't run his campaign. I was promoting him, and I talked to him after. He recognized the effect that I had in him winning the primary so decisively. He wanted to move forward with me on this team and a high-level appointed position on his campaign as a volunteer. But I chose not to. Wasn't getting paid. I'm saying if you want me to volunteer on your campaign, I got to run it because I got the plan to run it. I can't give you the game for free, baby. You know what I'm saying? If we ain't on no personal terms, why would we be personal? If it's about business, it's about business. I support, I did what I had to do, NTZ clause, 8 episodes, I volunteered. I think I still got something else scheduled to volunteer. I hope baby girl win. You know what I'm saying? I really do from the bottom of my heart. I feel like I put my name out there. I went out there on the limb for you. Real talk. Because I value my words and my opinion, because if I'm going to ever make money in this business, that's how I'm going to make money, off my words and opinion. Angelo and NTZ Claus and Angus, when they come in the stream, they going to say, yeah, Ghost be saying and predicting and be right. So I'm saying I shouldn't be jumping out there on you like that. Nah, that's a risk for me that I ain't getting paid for. Look, when I first started this live stream with VP Harris, I was getting $400 or $500 a month in donations. It ain't nothing, but it paid my car note and gave me gas money. At least, chump change. But I'm saying at least like I was doing that, like I felt like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying now, man, I like, how, what else do you want me to volunteer and do to help you win? That was like, but you know what I'm saying? For me to keep going, to run that, you talking about this March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. That's what I mean, a long time. That's 8 months. That money. I need that bread. You feel me? If I get that bread, I'll run it with you. If not, that's what I'm saying. I'll pray for you, baby girl. I think she gonna be okay. She gonna show up though against Paxton, regardless of what campaign she run. I think she gonna do at least what Beto did. She might come within a point, 2 points, or Coney. She gonna show up now. I don't think she gonna lose by no 8 points. Nothing like that. Real talk. I don't think Tellerico will lose by 8 points. The kind of campaign they gonna run, Tellerico would do pretty well. Because it's the kind of campaign that they gonna run. Because you gotta understand that the Republicans in Texas, unless now they court black voters, which they can't do against Jasmine anyway, so of course they're gonna go after the Latinas, you got to. But the kind of campaign they're gonna run, really, they turning up all the white people to vote. That's what I'm saying. James Tellerico, his coalition, he got it. How many, just like Beto, how many Hispanics gonna show up and vote for you, Tellerico? Show up and vote. While the Republicans are trying to pick them off. Oh, you can't vote, you out, your registration ain't right. I promise you. I ain't hating on you Republicans in Texas. You know, Ghost, I just keep it 1 trillion. And they're going to be picking y'all Democrats out. They tell the Democrats in the Democratic primary. Why they picking out certain Democrats in the Democratic primary? Oh, your voter registration ain't right. I guess they just need to drop their numbers. I'm telling you, probably at least, and it's just a rough estimate, 15 to 20,000 people showed up to vote. They couldn't even vote. Democrats. I'm saying them numbers in a closely contested race, they could decide the race. You gotta understand that. It's a lot to be aware of. Yeah, they. NT Cloud says, can vouch Ghost makes sense. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the people who come up in here and show love. I'm going to walk it like I talk it, man. I'm not generic. It's the real thing. I'm authentic. Your personal opinion of me, I could care less. I don't need validation from a person, not a human. You know what I'm saying? I get upset to protect my brand. I'm going to protect my brand. This my brand. This my name. I'm stepping out there for baby girl like that. I need you to win. That's all I need from you. If we move forward, you know, if it's bread on the table, we could rock out. Straight business. I'm saying I'm going to be nice or say nice things. If I don't need to be nice or say nice things, I'll keep it strictly. But it's got to be about some paper. I'm not trying. If I could go get money if I did what I can. Oh, what I can do. I can go shovel snow for. I ain't got to shovel snow. I can go work for an attorney and make $50 to $200 an hour. Almost. In Boston, if I go to Boston and get a job as a paralegal, I know with my resume, I'm going to make $200 inside or outside of a law firm. This year number 4, boy, with my business. Doing whole cases they attorneys doing. I know I'm finna get paid, but that's doing what I can. I don't do what I can. I'm trying to get paid doing what I want, how I want to. That's not easy. You got to be patient. It's going to take time. How you feel about me and what you think about me is completely irrelevant. Make sure you don't disrespect me. Make sure you don't say nothing I take as disrespect. You know I'm thorough. You call me crazy and insane, I don't care about that either. A politician, I think a politician not being genuine and authentic or doing some shady stuff, I'm going to get on your head. So we got the live streams. I'm going to do the content. I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to be petty. I'm not going to be a little kid. I'm going to tell the truth, but I'm going to tell the truth. That's what I do. T2 says, I like Trump. Met him at a casino. Hey, T2, since you like President Trump, I'm going to play this for you. I told you, this is the funniest video. I told you I'm going to play this video all the way through the live stream. All the way through the live stream. For all y'all people, State of the Union, who like President Trump, I'm going to give you this beautiful black queen. She is a MAGA Republican. And this is what she got to say for all y'all haters of President Trump.
My cup runneth over because he allowed his constituents, his people, to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder
Tutu,
of
she
my
talking about
grandson.
President Trump.
She
She talking about President Trump.
I'm an advocate for murder. I marched. I rallied. I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Oh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple.
A black woman.
If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh crime.
Speaking up for President Trump.
And then we need National Guard, in which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing.
Get out the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. All my President Trump lovers. Y'all hadn't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me. Get out the man back. He doing his job, man. You know what I'm saying? President Trump, I feel you how you feel to have a bunch of haters, man. That's why I tell you to move the way to move. I got a bunch of haters, but I'm not the president. You see what I'm saying? It's a level of discipline you gotta have. You can't get in your feelings about something. You know what I'm saying? Baby girl says she stand for X, Y, and Z. So I know I stand for X, Y, and Z. So if she fighting for that, that ain't got nothing to do with my feelings. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's got something to do with the principle. And I'm going to stand all 10 on what she's saying, period. Now, if you talking about my time now, come on now. You're going to have to bat your eyes at me 5 times or something to get me to spend my time all the way to November like that and not get paid. Because I know regardless, the stuff I'm saying, that's out there public for free. If you grab onto it, you're going to win. Period. Did I help her win the campaign? I'm not insane. But she grabbed enough for what I was saying. It ain't have to be what I was saying. It just, she could have got it from wherever. I'm going to just tell you what it is. The 1.4 million Democratic voters aren't going to show up to vote because Ghost said they're going to show up to vote. Ghost just gonna know, he know that's what's gonna happen. And so that's just what's gonna happen. Because I know that's what's gonna happen. You feel me? So I know how to win that race. So whether she listened to the live stream or not, if she doing what Ghost saying that needs to be done to win, then she gonna win. Regardless. But for me to do that for one candidate to the end of the year, you know what I'm saying? I know what I bring to the table. I know who I am. You got to know who you are. Ain't nobody else could define you but you. So you could let someone else define you. I can't let no one else define me. I got to set my boundaries. I don't care how people feel. I'm going to love you regardless. But you know what I'm saying? I am who I am. I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight you before I love you. That's real talk. I'm going to love you too, though. But I'm going to fight you first because that's what God made me to do. I don't care how y'all feel. You can't call me so. Well, listen, the dude who talking behind, he ain't going to come say it to my face. Ain't none of y'all going to say nothing to my face. No politicians or nobody. Say my name. You ain't going to do that. You know that's suicide. You can't say my name. It ain't about dignifying nothing I'm saying. You just know you ain't. The people who ain't running no political campaigns and who ain't famous, they not coming to me and saying nothing to my face. And if someone who do, it's a stranger, and you know what happened to him. Y'all seen it on the live stream. They calling the police on me for no reason. Because they know one of them finna get a black eye. They know. It's just a matter of time. You play the game, bro. I'm sitting back patient. I just be chilling. I don't be getting anxious and worried about nothing. I know how it's gonna turn out. The cases, I don't care what y'all got playing. I've been through this before. I don't care what the judge is saying. Of course, I know how it's gonna turn out. I know better than you, more than you. I'm smarter than you. Don't let the situation right now confuse you. Don't let somebody else hating on you confuse you. You focused on how pretty I am, then I'm saying we know you didn't win that election. You better win that election. That's all I'm really in this for. I can't take no L's. I don't do no L's. So yeah, I go hard for baby girl to make sure that I put my name out there. That's my name I put on there. I value what I'm saying because I know how right this stuff is. Somebody say I live near Boston. This could be a good friendship. Oh, Tito. Oh, that's cool. Like Boston, yeah, but I'm really not like in New York or up here in New York. You know what I'm saying? Boston. I heard a lot of good things about Boston. You know what I'm saying? I think Senator Warren is that politician that the politician that I imagine that would represent me in a way that, you know what I'm saying? It's a certain amount of compassion that politician has to display in order for me to empathy that politician has to display in order for me to connect with them for real. And if they're not displaying that empathy, I've never had any kind of nothing with Senator Warren, but I think Senator Warren, from me observing her and her personality, I think she got that compassion. You know what I'm saying? So Senator Warren would be a great senator in a state that I would call a friend or an ally. I believe Governor Hochul would be a great friend in the state here in New York that I could call a friend or ally. Real talk. Not just Democrats, Republicans too. What's that congressman, that Republican congressman from here in New York? I listen to him talk. I listen to all of them talk. I feel bad for not being able to say his name. I think he right here. Who represent Westchester County? What U.S. representative represent Westchester County? Let me see if I know what I'm talking about. I'm not from New York, y'all. I just been here. I got to go out west to do a tour. What NY? What I said? What U.S. rep represents Westchester? There you go, Westchester County. What his name is? George Latimer. A Democrat, represents New York's 16th district, which covers a significant portion of Westchester County. 17th district is part of northwestern Westchester is Mike Lawler. So that's whose name I was looking for, is Mike Lawler. So George Latimer and Mike Lawler are the two U.S. representatives in Westchester County. I'm in Westchester County right now. It's right above, I believe that's New York County, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? In the New York metropolitan, about 20 miles from Central Park, I would say about 20 miles from Central Park, 25 maybe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying the half of the district, the South and Central, is represented by George Latimer. He's a Democrat. And Mike Lawler represents the Northwest. He's a Republican. You see what I'm saying? So to me, like, it don't matter who you are. Like, I tell this story a million times. There was a senator in the state of Mississippi. Her name's Cindy Hyde Smith. She's a Republican. And I'm saying Cindy Hyde Smith, she very compassionate. I think she's running for election in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think she'll have a problem winning her election. But if I was in Mississippi, I definitely, if she had a contested primary, and if not close to the election time, you know, I just be peeping her and making sure everything going right for her to win. You know what I'm saying? Certain politicians, I'm not in Texas. If I was in Texas, like, yeah, I want, like, that's what I'm saying. I want her to win because I believe she believes in what I believe in. And I think she's the out of those people that you got up there, like, to me, what I believe, America, everything, she the person to do the job. You got a school teacher. I ain't hating on him, but he a school teacher. That boy was teaching preschool. No, he wasn't, but he was teaching school before he ran for Congress. You talking about making laws, standing up against President Trump. I don't think he the right person for the job. She already on the federal level. You might, regardless of how you feel about her, like, I think it's funny her going at President Trump, just like Pam Bondi. They be hating on Pam Bondi. I think that's funny when she be getting smart with them like that. I think it's hilarious. I know in our community, we would support that. We ain't no crying or no chicken. A lot of Republicans, the same thing. That's why President Trump the president. You know what I'm saying? And that's real, bro. I'm just being all the way real with y'all. Somebody said take a Amtrak for a lunch with you. Boston to New York. I won't drive, rather Amtrak train. I'm taking Yankee game this summer. Man, if I would be here this summer, I definitely would do that. 10,000%. But I'm saying, like, while I'm up here, like, if you wanna just shoot me an email. You know what I'm saying? If you want to come on a live stream, like, I would love to do something like that on the stream, man. I need to get involved with more people on, like, but you know what I'm saying? I just don't be worried about it like that much. I just come on here and just do my thing, man. You feel me? I'm just a different kind of person, man. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody think. But like that fighting and that battling, if you think you with it, you bring it to the square. If you want to go toe to toe with me, I'm telling you, I'm gonna eat you up, though. If you ever say my name, I'm gonna try to destroy you. I do this every day. I'm finna get on Twitch. I'm gonna start getting on more streaming platforms. I promise you. I'm gonna build this. Real talk. I ain't scared of no politician, nah. It's like I know everybody's secrets. And you know, if you a politician, you think, listen, if Jasmine, listen, I'm a paralegal. If Jasmine paid me, I won't need nobody to follow James Tellerico around to find out his secrets. Because I'm going to tell the people the secrets about you that they care about. The stuff you talking about they don't care about. I'm gonna attack your character. You can't attack my character. So you just gotta say I got a big nose, or I'm disgusting, or I'm ugly. I got big lips. Because you can't attack my character. I'm gonna attack your character. You're gonna be superficial like a little child. You got the mind of a child. That's why it's hard to beat me. Say I lose focus. I don't lose focus. I address things for what they are in reality. And to me, it's about character. I know what a voter gonna think. If you a politician and your whole life you've been talking about you working for the poor man, and you worth 400 million, you're not one of us. You one of them. You a wolf in sheep's clothing. You pandering for votes. And I'm saying, like, I'm not going to defame or slander nobody's name, but Representative Pelosi, you worth $400 million. We're going to do a live stream on this real soon. So I'm saying, I'm going to call your name. Say my name. Because the people who telling you to say what they saying, I don't care who it is, they ain't gonna say my name publicly. If I was famous, they wouldn't say my name. If I was Don Lemon, President Trump wouldn't, or whichever Democratic, whatever. If I was Stephen Colbert, they wouldn't say my name. Not publicly. I promise you, you ain't never gonna. If you try one time, I'm waiting for one of y'all. Pray that one of y'all do it one time. I'm gonna make an example out of you. I don't care how powerful you think you are. You can't be. Ain't nobody that you. When you wrong, I put you in that court. Ain't nobody beat me in there. I'm gonna show you. I'm a little boy you in front of this car. Hey, what? I forgot what I was looking up though. You know what I'm saying? That's on real though. I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? So Nancy Pelosi, how much you worth, Miss Pelosi? How much is Nancy Pelosi worth? I'm saying you probably don't want to play with me. As of 25, look, hold up. As of 25-26, this according to AI, Nancy Pelosi worth is reported to be in the hundreds of millions. Driven largely by her husband, Paul Pelosi's investment portfolio, which includes substantial holdings in real estate and major tech companies like Apple. Estimated net worth as high as $413 million. What her husband do? Let me see. What does Paul Pelosi do for a living? A venture capitalist in San Francisco. He owns financial leasing services, venture capital firm. Because I'm trying to figure out, like, how much is Nancy Pelosi worth? You hiding behind your husband. But I'm saying $400 million and you make $175,000 a year. But you know they hide behind their husband. Oh, my husband own a business and they prop up their husband's business while they over there. But you saying you like Bernie Sanders. Nancy Pelosi, are you like Bernie Sanders? Because she blocked Bernie Sanders from being president in 2016. She created Donald Trump. Because if I was, look, let's look it up. Say if I'm wrong. In 2016 poll, Bernie Sanders versus Donald Trump. When was the election? 2016? Ain't that the primaries? 2016 poll, Bernie Sanders versus Trump. They know what I want. This is March, y'all, 24th, 2016. According to the American Presidential Policy. A new Bloomberg Politics national poll found that Sanders is now the first choice of 49% of those who already have voted or plan to vote in this year's Democratic contest. The former Secretary of State was at 48%. Looking ahead to November's general election, Sanders was 24 points ahead of the Republican frontrunner Donald Trump. Second line, looking ahead. Sorry about the cracked screen. Looking ahead, because it's hard to believe. So, according to presidency.ucsb.edu, let me copy and paste that. And I'm going to go ahead and post this link because this is unbelievable what I'm finna tell you. We're doing a live stream on this. Let me post this link for y'all. And I want y'all to go to this website right now, y'all. I just posted the link. Y'all come to the website, read me. Okay? In a new poll, a new Bloomberg Politics poll saw Sanders was winning by a point over Hillary at this moment. When was this published? In March of 2016. And in a poll against Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders beat him by 24 points. Now, we know President Trump, he underpolls or they overpolled the Democrats, but 24 points, Bernie Sanders was going to beat Donald Trump. But somebody tipped that election towards Hillary Clinton. Am I right or wrong? Look, I'm giving y'all all the sources. This ain't no conspiracy theories. Did Nancy Pelosi tip Democratic, 2016 Democratic primary for Hillary Clinton? For Hillary Clinton. This is my argument. I'm going to get at your character. Hold on. I want to go. Hold on. This is what I want to give you. The Guardian. Here, let me post my source. Ameliorate Legal, y'all look in the chat. That's my source. Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi is what we call the establishment. This is from The Guardian. Nancy Pelosi is praying for Hillary Clinton to run for the White House in 2016. Y'all got to know politics, what goes on behind the curtain. And Nancy Pelosi is that powerful. She pulls that many strings. President Trump said the Democrats be cheating all the time. Don't he say that? Am I lying? So I'm not saying what President Trump's saying, and she cheated and for Hillary Clinton, all I'm doing is just telling y'all the facts. How powerful she is. She is the Democratic establishment, and they wanted Hillary to win over Bernie. And I gave you the link. Nancy Pelosi is praying for Hillary Clinton to run for the White House in 2016. And that was 3 years before she ran. Now you do the math. Look, another one, Miss Nancy Pelosi. We're going to talk about you. We got a live stream on you, Miss Nancy. I ain't scared of nobody. I come to California talking about you. Hey, look. So, Nancy Pelosi blocking AOC from Democratic leadership. She said Bernie and AOC was too liberal. Nancy Pelosi, have you ever said AOC and Bernie Sanders too liberal? Y'all think I'm just talking, though. Nancy Pelosi, what she do to people in her own party? Let me post a link before I read it so y'all won't say I'm smearing her. So you won't be able to sue me. Because, see, this is what I'm going to do to you when I get on your head. Wait till I can screen share. I'll litigate a whole case against you. Y'all see that link down in the chat? Y'all hit that link so y'all can follow along with what I'm saying. Do I got to give y'all the source if I'm posting a link? Summary. Pelosi lobbied her colleagues to block AOC from winning the endorsement of the secretive Democratic Steering and Policy Committee. It's in plain English. I'll keep it up there for y'all to read it. She blocked AOC because she says she's too liberal. Even though she the most popular one in the party, she the one gonna win the election. But she gonna block AOC because Nancy Pelosi thinks she's too liberal. I think, and this is my opinion, I haven't researched it. I don't have no facts on it. If Jasmine, if you feel like the Democratic establishment trying to prop up James Tellerico, it's probably Nancy Pelosi. Look, I looked at a lot of Democrats that's running across the country. They old white women. Old white women. That's what you want to represent your party. You know so much about winning elections, don't you, Nancy Pelosi? You know so much about winning elections. Is it because you know so much about winning elections? Or is it because you use your influence? I don't have no influence, but I know what it takes, the strategy to win. Or is it because the Democrats just going to pick up seats because this is a down year for President Trump and the Republicans? President Trump is the Democrats' best ally. I say it all the time. He giving the Democrats the elections. Bruh, Angus, I gave you the link. Angus, I'm gonna post the link. This the link. Colonel Sanders was beating President Trump by 24 points in a head-to-head election in a poll in March of 2016. Colonel Sanders was beating President Trump by 24 points in a poll. And how you going to be beating somebody by 20? Bro, you see Bernie Sanders, he brought the Democratic Party back from the dead. President Trump stomped on him in 2024 in November. You know, when the Democrats came back from the dead, who brought the Democrats back from the dead? Because y'all didn't even have a message. I'm sitting here covering y'all, watching y'all whimper, old soft. Well, you know who brought the Democrat Party back from the dead? Watch this. Watch this. Bernie Sanders fighting oligarchy tour. Bernie Sanders fighting oligarchy tour. You know who brought y'all back from the dead? This who brought y'all back from the dead. I want to get the date on it. February 2025. That go my boy. Look, we gonna go straight to B. Sanders' website. I'm gonna post it for you. Bernie Sanders brought y'all back from the dead, Democratic Party. Fighting oligarchy tour. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying, so I don't understand Nancy. Y'all think Nancy Pelosi some kind of wizard or some kind of genius. Nah, don't let the dough hit you up out the dough. I'm ugly and disgusting, and I'm saying I ain't even gonna get on you like that. I just gonna say I ain't never had no plastic surgery. And over 240 females in my lifetime beg to differ. And I'm not soft. I'm not gonna throw a rock and hide my head, and I'm gonna call your name. That's who I am. You can't come for me. That's a mistake. You gonna call my name? Ain't no, but now one of y'all, the dude telling you that, he ain't gonna call my name. He'll go find a tough guy. You better go hire a tough guy. You better go hire a military person or some tough man. Hey, what's the Democrats? Look, so I say it for y'all so y'all know where I'm coming from. Don't look that up. Let me do it again. Democratic Party approval rating. 2025. No, let's look 2026. Seven days ago. So y'all know I ain't lying to y'all. I'm posting for you. Let me copy this link. There you go. Let me copy this link. So y'all can read along with me. What's the Democratic Party's approval rating? Who missing it? We ain't talking about Hakeem, Nancy. We talking about you, Nancy. We not talking about Hakeem. We talking about you, Nancy. Nancy, you know best. Nancy Pelosi, you know, because them Democrats scared of you. I'm not scared of you. What's our approval rate? What's the approval rating of that party you was running? You ran the Democratic Party to the ground, Nancy Pelosi. What? It ain't no way 67% favorability rating. What? This the they expressing a less positive view of their party. On 7 in 10 Democratic voters, bro. I seen their approval rating for the Democrats so low. I'm talking about so low. Favorability rating. That's what I'm looking for, y'all. Y'all disregard that last. I'm looking for that favorability. 36.1%. Real Clear Politics. This Nancy Pelosi, this what they think of your party, Nancy Pelosi. Why you let President Trump run everything? You gave President, because she kicked out Bernie, she created President Trump. And then Nancy Pelosi, once you got up there, you ripping up his speech behind him, so disrespectful. You created, instead of unifying as best as you could, Nancy Pelosi, you was very vindictive, acting like a child. You was very childish, blocking AOC, blocking Bernie Sanders, probably trying to block Jasmine Crockett. She blocking the winners from running the race. She let President Trump get control of the Supreme Court. And if it wasn't for his atrocious policies, the execution, of his good policies, the execution of his policies, that's got him in trouble, then in my opinion, like President Trump, the Republicans, they'll dominate more than they were. So I believe Nancy Pelosi, you toxic to the Democratic Party. Your character. That's what I'm talking about, your job performance. We want to talk about little kid stuff, or we want to pick on people with disabilities. Talk about how you done ruined the Democratic Party. Talk about that. Nancy Pelosi, talk about how many elections you done lost the Democratic Party. Talk about that. Nancy Pelosi, talk about how you make 107. Look, let's see some, y'all. Let's see some. You know, because she going to say her husband was making all the money. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all follow the money, Tucker Carlson, if you investigate Nancy Pelosi, I bet you're going to find a crime. Ain't no way you're going to find no crime. Look, Tucker Carlson, hold up. Tucker Carlson. Let's see. So Nancy Pelosi make $174,000 a year. Speaker of the House, she made $215,000 a year, right? So let's see if Nancy Pelosi, you know the taxes she gonna pay. You making $174,000. Well, how much you gonna bring home? Probably about 140, something like that, maybe less. But let's say she saved $100,000 a year, and she been in the House for 37 years. She ain't make that much money all the 37 years. You say, Ghost, it would be impossible for her to save $100,000 a month for 37 years, but let's just say she was going to do that. So the Speaker Pelosi, let's say you saved $100,000 a month for 37 years. So 12 times 37 is what? That's 370 plus 74. That's 254. See how good without them numbers? That's 254 months, right? 37 years is 254 months. Let me make sure. 37 years times 12 months, 444. So I was wrong. I was close, though. I should have took my time. So look. 444 times $100,000. If she saved that a month, that's $50 million. And you know she wasn't saving no money like that. That's $50 million. So if you told me Nancy Pelosi and that was worth about $50 million, Then I say, yeah, okay, that's about right. 37 years, $400 million. They almost billionaires. And you know they got some money inappropriately. You know they did. And I'm saying she blocking and she blocking and she blocking and she flapping and she trapping and she creating animosity. She made President Trump by blocking Bernie Sanders. That's what I'm saying. Stop being fake. Don't be fake. Be real. Don't get plastic surgery. Be real. If you ugly, just own that ugliness. Somebody gonna love you. If you fat, own that fatness. Somebody gonna love you, or go to the gym. But be real. Be authentic. Don't be fake. Because the American people tired of fake. And Speaker Pelosi, the American people tired of you. To be real, they tired of you. You've been in Congress 37 years is way too long. When Joe Biden left, you should have left too. We shouldn't have to push you out. You should have left on your own. But instead, you still out here trying to pick winners and losers in races. Don't know nothing you talking about. Using a playbook. This who y'all listen to, for real, a straight clown. I'm trying to be real with you. Y'all in fantasy land, you listening to a 90-year-old woman, you talking about stink, she probably got a diaper on. Stop playing with me, boy. And this is what we need. We need to raise, rinse, and repeat. And you sitting there getting drugged. And then listen, all that stuff that happened with President Trump, 99% of why he hate Democrats in our country is in this position is because her being childish, ripping up his speech. This is an 85-year-old. She's standing up like she's doing something great for the country, ripping up the president's speech behind him while he talking. And you know he kind of throws, so he can't take that. And then we got January 6th. Who fault is it? She just as guilty as he is, all in the middle of a whole bunch of controversy, trying to block AOC and Bernie. So just go sit your old self down. You the reason why the Democrats are in this position. Let it be natural. Nancy Pelosi, with all her political expertise, would have never told you that Democratic turnout would have been like it was. But Ghost would. Maybe Nancy Pelosi could have when she was 45, but she too old now. It's a new lead. Look, for the Democratic Party in Texas, I apologize to y'all for ever disrespecting y'all because I think I know where it's coming from. The usual suspects. If it's coming from D.C. or if they said D.C. or New York, that hate on Jasmine's coming from, that's got to be Nancy Pelosi. She tried to be the kingmaker of the Democratic Party. And Jasmine is progressive, so she did it to Bernie. She did it to AOC. Why wouldn't she do it to Jasmine? And I'm not saying she is, and I'm not, but like, yeah, I put my name on this. I don't care who you are, you come against this. You got to sit down. Because the only thing I could see happening on March the 3rd is that girl winning that race. Because I said she was going to win. And I can't have Angelo coming on this live stream keep making fun of me. Because they will come on here making fun of me. That's my word. I'm supposed to be a predictor. That's what this about. This ain't y'all focusing on pretty and, because I'm saying I love her or something. Like, bro, get your goofy self out of here. That's how I'm going to get your wife or get your girlfriend, because that's just talk, boy. You feel me? Let's stay focused on what it is. Maybe I need to talk more focused on what this really is about so y'all won't get sidetracked, because Ghost is focused. More on March the 3rd. Nancy Pelosi, you got to sit your old self down. Look, she going to come in the last minute trying to put her finger on the scale in some election, been and made the Democrats lose. Cause I know that white boy ain't finna win no race. You trying to run a white boy race against the Republicans in Texas. You finna lose. You can't outvote them white people in Texas. If you a Democrat, it's more white Republicans than Democrats, probably 2 or 3 to 1 in Texas. That's how they keep winning. And when they Democrats go into the polls, they gonna be picking them off. They're going to be pulling Democrats. Oh, your voter right. That's why they coming up with the save at whatever kind of act, voter registration. That's just another way. Just like that girl said, she saw 5 Democrats within her hour. At first they said she couldn't vote. Then they gave her a provisional ballot, and then she ended up voting. What she said was, and I'm going to find that video, she said during the process what they trying to do is break you down. Bro, I've been up here an hour. I know I'm legitimate. I'm mad. I'm frustrated. Flip on it. I'm going home. Picking off Democrats. Hey, they probably done picked off 20 to 50, 30, 40,000 Democrats just telling them that they voted. I know you registered to vote, and I'm saying you got to go against, you got to know what you up against and be ready for it and go against it. Understand it. Nancy Pelosi, you are not it. Goodbye. See you later, baby. Goodbye. You not it. You was it. You not it no more. Period. She hurting that Democratic Party. Ain't nobody else gonna come say this. They her queen, bro. I know Dana Bash love her. I know Kaylin Collins love her. I know a lot of women she was, and Joe Biden did and was too. But if you don't exit gracefully, at least she said she ain't running no more. Yeah, because we was getting rid of you. Guaranteed. You ain't never paid what you did to Bernie. Bernie Sanders should have been the president, bro. Real, I like Big Boy. Y'all know I like Bernie. Hey, y'all need me to. That's why when Bernie Sanders go to Los Angeles, he got 87,000 people at his rally. That's why. Because the people want real and authentic. Bernie Sanders is real and authentic. Real talk. That's why Jasmine doing good. She real authentic. I'm saying, speaker, whatever, she still think we back in the old days. With them old ways. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the message could still be the same, but I'm just saying, bro, like, she should get out the way and let things just be natural. Every time you try to dictate that stuff, I'm saying she might have won elections doing that. She might have. But just looking into Texas and saying, okay, I don't think that Jasmine's going to win. It's like she be hating on the women. What women has Nancy Pelosi? Look, so Nancy Pelosi, I'm not trying to hate on Chuck Schumer. Hakeem Jeffries, some people hate on him. I think Hakeem's a good pick. I think he'll survive and he'll be the Speaker of the House. If not AOC, but I think it's a really good chance AOC run for president. So if a Democrat wins, she probably going to be in the cabinet. Just like Jasmine probably would be in the cabinet if a Democrat wins. You see what I'm saying? The president in 2028. 2029, Jasmine probably going to be in the White. She's going to be up there in D.C. in the cabinet. White House. Yeah. AOC too. Yeah. I could see Gavin Newsom or Josh Shapiro, you know what I'm saying? Or AOC if she become president, you know? But yeah, though, man, like that trying to block a candidate from winning because you don't think they're going to win, that's not authentic. That's fake. It's not going to work no more. But bro, all that old stuff y'all was doing in the 90s and 2000, it's not working no more. That's why we going to end up, if you keep on letting Nancy Pelosi, we going to end up with Adolf Hitler as our president. She don't know what you're doing. Once President Trump ended up being president in 2016, Nancy Pelosi should have went bye-bye. She lost. It ain't no way President Trump should have ever became president. And she was calling shots for the Democratic Party, has been for a long time. In 2016, tell me she won. Who the Speaker of the House was in 2015? I don't know. I might be wrong. But that's why we got Google. Hey, shout out you two. You see how I be looking at. Hey, who the Speaker of the House was in 2016? No, 2015, right? It was John Boehner and Paul Ryan. Where Nancy Pelosi was. So the Republicans had who was the minority leader in the House in 2015. Is it one Nancy Pelosi? The 114th Congress? So Nancy, you was leading the Democrats. Have been for a long time. Nancy, since the Bush years. So I'm not holding nothing, Miss Pelosi, you did in the Bush years against you. I'm not holding nothing you did in the Obama years against you. And I clap for you the work you did to help President Obama. I'm sure he's fond of you too, reach the heights he did. But I know Joe Biden ain't really fond of you. We know President Trump ain't fond of you. Nancy, really the truth is nobody in your party really like you. But they scared of you because you're so powerful, right? But you about to hit the dough. So, hey, so look, so Nancy, you the minority leader for the Democrats in 2015, and you run in the elections and you take an angle to bump out Bernie Sanders, who in the poll I shared in the chat was leading President Trump or Donald Trump, excuse me, in March or 20, he was beating him by 20-some points. But you were praying for Hillary to run in 2013. So you know with all that power and influence you got, Miss Nancy, you put your finger on the scale. I love Hillary Clinton. Maybe she should have ran afterwards. But Bernie Sanders would have won and be the president because ain't nobody in their right mind thought Donald Trump was going to win. And he wouldn't have beat that white man, Bernie Sanders. He would not have beat Bernie Sanders in that election, period. So you created President Trump. Once she created President Trump, everybody sees how his policies are not accepted by the mainstream America. So she becomes Speaker of the House again, right? Does she? Who she was on that stage with next to Mike Pence when she stood up and she ripped up the speech. And then we have January 6th. So you call some of the chaos and the action. She in on the action. Because President Trump say it's her fault for January 6th. So she all in the middle of the chaos. She blocking AOC from getting nominated. She created President Trump. I'm saying 2016, Nancy Pelosi, your time should have been up. You got 10 extra years. No, you didn't, because you made Hakeem be the Speaker of the House because you know it's your time to go. So I'm saying go out with grace. Ain't none of these people want to call my name, bro. I'm saying I'll dissect you, and I don't even know you. Imagine if I know you personally. And you 100-year-old woman up here being childish. 100 years old, up here acting like a child, out here pouting. I can name 1,000 senators who you in Congress? I don't know too many congresswomen. I know Senator Slotkin, though. Senator Slotkin don't be acting like you do. I can name a whole bunch of senators don't act like you. They say stuff about, what's her name, Ilhan Omar? Y'all know Congresswoman Omar? They be hating on Congresswoman Omar from Minnesota. She was heckling President Trump, shouting at her. But I'm saying, like, I don't hate on her, though. You know what I'm saying? Because she stand up for her people. That's what I look like. But they investigate her husband, too. But I think that's just whatever. You know what I'm saying? But she ain't worth no $400 million. $400 million too much. Nancy Pelosi, you need to get at least 200, 300 of that back to the people. Somebody said I'm a clown. They don't like me. But somebody else said she's a loser. Angus says Senator Slotkin. Nah, Senator Slotkin, though. I ride with Senator Slotkin. Michigan, stand up one time. You don't see Senator Slotkin ever acting like that. She a big Democrat. I got a bunch of Democrats don't be acting like that. I don't care how y'all feel about me. Just don't you say my name publicly. Watch what's going to happen to you. I'll dissect you. All you going to talk about me is some clown stuff. Oh, he got booger in his nose. He got nose hairs. Or he musty. I'll get on your character. Real talk. I'm gonna give you your body of work. We could give a good version of your body of work, or we could tell it the other way. You know I'm a litigator. I'll argue it either way. and win in whatever argument I'm gonna present. You don't want this smoke. This ain't no smoke you want. Ain't none of y'all politicians who she ain't gotta win no election. She ain't gotta win no election, but you gotta run an election. You ain't trying to say my name. Ken Paxton, boy, if Jasmine paid me, boy, I'll beat you to sleep. Every single day you be getting beat to sleep all the way to November. If it's John Crow, I'm a paralegal. I'm going to go into his background and investigate. So you know how them journalists, I'll probably be the best investigative journalist in the game if I did that. I'm going to go just like I do ask my daddy no, just like I do on them lawsuits. I'm going to go pull up some dirt on him that ain't nobody know. And I'm going to break it down in a way and embarrass you. Imagine me being on Joe Rogan and let me litigate the case against you, Representative Pelosi. Call Tucker Carlson and them, tell them to do a full investigation on you and your wealth and your finances. Don't say my name, boy. I'm ugly and insane. You better not say my name. Cause I'm ugly and insane. Better not say my name. Hey, you ain't got no power. Ain't now one of y'all gonna be. Ain't no politician in the House or the Senate want to appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeal. Which one of y'all? Talking about you a licensed attorney. Which one of y'all won in the U.S. Court of Appeals? I don't need no law license. I'm a litigator. Pam Bondi, you won in the U.S. Court of Appeals, baby? I imagine you have, though. I'm a litigator. Care what you say about me? Ain't now one of y'all across that table from me in litigation. You know what you're going to do? You're going to settle. I done went against lawyers way better than any of y'all doing that criminal law stuff. This civil law is way more complicated than anything to do with criminal law. Criminal law like the ABCs. My mama know. Okay, so what every crime, we deal with crimes. We know what running a red light. You don't need to know that's a 187. Oh, that's murder in the car. You don't need to know what the number of the crime is. The police, everybody know criminal law. We might not could practice it, but regular people know criminal law. That's ABCs. How many of y'all do civil law? Go up against Tessa's attorney. Y'all know Mr. Timothy Kim? Google him. Let me put his name in the chat for you. Google this attorney. I want you to Google this attorney and look at your record and what you did in your career, and you Google this attorney. You better be glad my phone doing that. My phone trying to help you because it won't come on. His name Timothy Kim. Google Timothy Kim. The level of litigation that he on. I'm talking about big attorneys, bro. I'm licensed. You could be licensed in whatever court. How many states you litigated in? I'm not an attorney. I'm just a paralegal. Imagine if I had a law license. I ain't nowhere close to this. You looking at, bro, I'm talking about what my boy name is. Benjamin Crump, baby. In the flesh, Benjamin Crump Jr. Hey, call me Bill, but I'm a lot more. I'm crazy. I'm kind of throw, boy. I get on your head top. Don't come for me ever. Ever. Not me. Don't come for me. You old 90-year-old decapitated plastic surgery face. Talking about ugly. If you ever had to get plastic surgery, then you must have thought you was ugly. Why would you get plastic surgery if you ain't think you ugly? You ain't satisfied with how you look. Don't you ever in your mouth use them words and you walking around here looking like Michael Jackson with your nose hanging off your face. Don't come for ghosts. I'm not the one. I ain't no little kid, bro. Them people who telling you that, they just putting y'all up. They propping y'all up, lying to you so you could get destroyed. Because they know I'm going to get on your head, Tom. You know I'm on Social Security. I'm through. Why you over here messing with a disabled veteran? I'm going to do it legally. That's why I was sharing those links. This ain't no gossip. These ain't no conspiracy theories. These are legitimate questions. You make $175,000 a year. The difference between you and President Trump is President Trump real about what he doing. He a businessman. He going out there in the public saying, oh, I want a $400 million plane. Wait, I'm gonna build a ballroom. He ain't trying to hide nothing. He ain't putting the plane in his back pocket. He out here in the public. So he made $1.5 billion. He's selling gold Bibles, for goodness sakes. President Trump selling sneakers. He a business. We know that about him. He done filed bankruptcy. Y'all say a con man. We know all of that about him. But Nancy Pelosi, you out here cosplaying like you with us. President Trump, he over there, he telling you, I'm with Elon, Jeff Bezos, all these people. I'm a billionaire. You see them when they sitting up there in the State of the Union. You see Ivanka Trump. You see Don Jr. You see them Trumps, boy. You see them Trumps, boy, yeah, big time. We billionaires. That's what they about. He going around with his name on buildings. My man putting his name on planes. I'm not hating. I'm just looking at it from a logical standpoint. So when we look at President Trump and him getting money, we ain't really surprised. I'm telling you what the voters and the people think. I don't care what y'all think. We not really surprised because we know that's what he do. But Nancy Pelosi, you over there, you little sneaky little. You over there like you caring about the people and you worth almost as much money as them. You one of them. 400 million. If you say you was worth 50 million, I'd be like, all right, that's all right now. Not 50. That ain't that bad. She been 37 years. She been in Congress. 50 million. Yeah, that's cool. But they said she worth 413 M's. So she halfway to being a billionaire. You one of the people Bernie Sanders talking about. That's why you trying to block him for being president, because you know you one of the people. You are the establishment. We tired of the establishment. We rewriting the establishment. President Trump rewriting the Republicans establishment, the Democrats too. Nancy Pelosi, baby, don't let the dough hit you where the good Lord split you. And I'll be ugly and everything else. Rising up at 45, stepping off into this game, and Nancy Pelosi, we'll see you later, baby. Don't let the dough hit you. I ain't doing it for the Democrats unless they got the bread. I'm doing it for America. You did it for the Democrats and you did it for your own pockets. We see your pockets. Nancy Pelosi, I hate what happened to your husband. That was evil. Straight evil. I never will support anybody doing that to Paul. I felt bad for Paul, Nancy, what happened to your husband. But you worth 400 million is what I'm talking about. Blocking AOC and blocking Bernie Sanders. You blocking the two progressives who want to get after the billionaires. You blocking them because you saying they too far left and you worth 400 million. You know what that look like. You don't want no because you want to keep getting money too, but you out here tearing up speeches like you hate President Trump, causing all this controversy in our country. Nancy Pelosi, that's a stain on you. You could look hard like you fought President Trump. Maybe you did. That's why Democrats adhere to you as a woman, the power that you have still. But Miss Pelosi, this is the problem I have with you. In 2015, you lost. I'm talking about you did a huge disservice to the Democratic Party because you allowed. So Nancy Pelosi, if we kept you up there for another 15 years, you're going to end up letting Adolf Hitler be the president. With the way that you doing stuff, you going to end up, Kanye going to come back out and say he running for, you going to have, your boy going to have telling the whole world that they can have atomic bombs. Because President Trump at one time, he out there advocating for everybody in the world to get an atomic bomb. That's the only weapon, and I said this before, and I heard y'all on Legacy Media. That's the only weapon that's created by man that is not being used. What weapon outside the atomic bomb that a man create? Every time a man create a weapon, he want to go test it. Why make it? The military paying all this money for it to be made. The people who making it, they excited. They want to go test. That's the only weapon in mankind that'll be detrimental to our extinction, to our existence. Excuse me. Why would you want the whole world to have nuclear weapons? You should be trying to get rid of nuclear weapons. We got to keep them because Russia and China got them. But I'm saying with your rhetoric, telling Japan to get nukes, telling the whole world to get nukes, that's why won't China get 1,000 of them then? They got the money. Just like Iran buying weapons. All of them want, North Korea got a nuke. That's what I'm saying. Like, And because Nancy, y'all don't understand how deep it's the butterfly effect. Everything you do. So she blocking Bernie Sanders. He's the one that's supposed to run for the Democrats. He's the one that's going to beat President Trump. But in 2013, because she praying for Hillary Clinton, so she prop up Hillary Clinton, or she press her buttons in the Democratic thing, she get Hillary Clinton propped up. Since Hillary Clinton come in there, and she did get more popular vote, but she lost the election. And now we got, and I'm talking about, had to go through 4 years because you and him got in that spat, did all that crazy stuff. We had to go through 4 years of you trying to put him in jail. And then after all that happened, he back president again. And the Republicans, they done got control of the Supreme Court. Representative Pelosi, what you did in the 90s and the early 2000s for the Democratic Party, we salute you. What you did for the people, more importantly, because I'm not a Democrat, I give you my love and my heart, baby. But today, you too old. You don't know what you're talking about. Jasmine, I know what I'm talking about. Jasmine was the move in Texas. Put me in any state, in any race, in any district. This ain't about Jasmine. Y'all think I'm obsessed. I'm trying to build my career. Put me in any state, in any region, in any district, and do the same thing with the candidates, and I'm going to be able to discern. I'm going to listen to them. I listen to her. Besides the reason why I'm there supporting her, it's not because she pretty or fine. And if it's business that I don't need to put out there, I ain't even gonna say it is what it is. What happened. So that's why I'm over here. So whatever the reason I'm over here supporting, I'm listening to her. I'm listening to James Tellerico. I'm listening to all of them, and I'm gonna sit back and discern what she's saying is right. She right. She gonna win because she right. And if she run the right, it's just like President Trump. It's strategy. We got the playbook. You going to run 15 yards and you going to do a post across the middle because they keep bringing their safeties up. I ran the ball every single down. I use football analogies, y'all. I ran the ball every single down on first down. I'm running the ball. So it's muscle. When them safeties see me put that ball out and that running back come in like they think I'm going to run it, but I'm going to pull it out his stomach. You run that 15-yard post and I'm going to hit you touchdown. So Jasmine got the play. We called the play. She got the play. Now, when the receiver, if he running the post, is he go to turn? If he slip down and fall or if the quarterback, he done overthrew the receiver. That's why you would need me in your campaign. But she got the play. She know the play. It's just the execution. If she execute the play correctly, then they gonna win. But Nancy Pelosi want the white boy to win, though, just like she wanted Hillary. And I love you, Hillary. This ain't against you. Just like she wanted Hillary to win as well. And we got President Trump. And so she want the white boy to win in Texas, and we going to get Trump Jr., Ken Paxton. Nancy Pelosi is helping unintended consequences of your actions. You are helping elect corrupt politicians. Because you're trying to block what's authentic and what's God-given. Just let it be natural. Let it be natural. Let the voters speak. Oh, no, she can't win in a general election. She can't win just like Bernie Sanders, just like AOC. They're too progressive, too far left. Well, Nancy Pelosi, you the Republicans' best-kept secret. NTZ Cloud says a nuclear bomb is like two guys in a small closet with hand grenades. But this is what I'm saying, though. Why would you want that situation in every single country across the world? We don't want Japan with nukes. We don't want South Korea with nukes. We don't want North Korea with nukes. We don't want Germany with nukes. We don't want China with nukes. So Russia, we don't even want to have our nukes. Well, who was that? George Bush moving the world towards nuclear proliferation. We want to get rid of them nuclear weapons. That's that one weapon. You know, man, that's that one trigger. When the last time Nagasaki, Hiroshima, whatever. The last time America dropped them bombs, how many years ago? That's that one weapon that man is. You don't want to keep making weapons that because one of them times that trigger gonna end up getting pulled. That's just law of statistics and numbers. I told you I'm good with numbers. That weapon is devastating to our existence. And look how many nuclear weapons are being populated all across the world in everybody's hand. Kim Jong-un got a nuclear weapon. Yeah, President Trump, you can't let Iran, so not Nancy Pelosi. You gonna give Iran a nuclear weapon too, huh, Nancy? So it's the Republicans' fault and it's the Democrats too. We tired of all of y'all. We trying to get rid of all of y'all. We want the Democrats gone and the Republicans gone. In our mind, ain't none of y'all no good. Y'all all corrupt. That's why we starting our own stuff. We ain't with neither of y'all party. We in the middle, populace. But in the meantime, I spoke up for on Jasmine's name. I'm standing 10 on that. Ain't nothing changed. That's my business, my future, my career. I did this before, behind the scenes. I talked to the politician. I chose not to go to Texas. I chose not to call or contact the politician. But I did publicly endorse her and did those 8 episodes and volunteered for her campaign. I volunteered this last time. And I really hope and think she's going to win on March the 3rd. That's my business. That's my name. No, I don't need no referral. I don't need nothing unless you got a check, you got some money. I hit the clock, you got some bread. But if you ain't got no bread, I'll salute you. So we even. That's the deal. That's President Trump. I got 18,000. I went hard for President Trump for like 6 months. I'm talking about everything I was putting out. I was spending it. Look how good the stock market. I was spending it. Golden age. I was spending it. Everything. I put that MAGA hat on just like I promised. I put a Jasmine Crockett hat on. I put a VP Harris hat on. You know what I'm saying? So this really for my business. I'm trying to get in consulting. I don't want to go work for nobody. Just like with my legal, I could go, like, I'm not trying to work for nobody. I want to do it myself, my own business. I ain't trying to be nobody's slave. I did that 27 years. I got a disability. It ain't going to work. So I'm ugly. I'm fat. I stink. Whatever you want to call me, who cares? That's your thing, bro. That's y'all struggle. You ain't affecting nothing on me. You ain't got this. I got this. I got the plays. I run it myself like a quarterback option. I picture 10 G's, tell the chick to go shopping. She bought it back up, and she brought me back a topper. See, no, I don't play soccer. Nancy Pelosi, baby, this ain't what you want, baby girl. This ain't what you want. Ain't none of y'all politicians. I wish one of y'all ever say my name. It'll never happen again when you see how I'm doing. I'm going to engage you. And I'm going to get you to say something I'm going to sue you for. And President Trump, he couldn't do me like he be, like how he be suing that. He got that from me. I sue everybody. Ain't nobody finna be going or you saying you putting dirt on my name. You talking about, I'm sorry, you ain't gonna say my name publicly. I'll do a news story on you with analysis. I post a link in the chat how you got plastic surgery. That ain't hating on you, that's facts. You out here looking like Michael Jackson. That ain't no hate. You can't get no defamation on me for that. You got plastic surgery. You did that. You feel me? Don't come for me. I don't care who you are. Don't you ever in your mind, don't even try to be slick and think about it. They be throwing rocks and hiding their hands so I can't sue them, so I can't get to them. But boy, this tongue deadly. You ain't gonna outthink me, boy. Don't come for me. You ain't this. I just got a disability, but I'm still headed somewhere, though. This is a new path. I don't care what it look like right now. I'm headed somewhere now. Real talk. I don't need none of y'all. Y'all need me. You politician, you a dime a dozen. I'm going to decide who win this race. You feel that? Once I get in the position I'm in, with the strategy that I have as an independent that I could decide who win any race. Say somebody like Elon come hire me, and he sent me down in Wisconsin, and he say pick off all the Democrats in Wisconsin. With enough money, every Republican in that state gonna win every last one of them races. I'll be sitting there picking them. Boy, I'll be dumping on you and everything. I'll make alliances with other podcasters and other streamers and have them dumping on you 24/7. We'll dump on you, boy. You ain't it. I promise you. Them dudes who come back and talk, they not gonna say nothing to my face. So if you don't know me and you trying to judge me, come talk to my face. Because I'm saying being celibate and backing off, I got 240 girls. I'm talking about from 34 to 36, about 120 females, boy, in 18 months. They had to sit me down. Talking about I'm not pretty. I'm not no player. What Biggie say? Fat, black, and ugly as ever. However, I stay Gucci down to the socks. Rings and watch filled with rocks. Hey! I ain't got no rings and watch filled with rocks. But I'm confident in who I am. I don't care about your opinion of me. Over there looking like Michael Jackson with your face off. And then look, if you didn't say it, and if one of them politicians, let me find out she said something about me. Watch what I do to you. Say my name. If I vote for you, win, and you get free rent, shit, I need more than free rent. You saying if you vote for it, but I'm saying, I ain't in Texas. I can't vote for you. I could vote for AOC, though. I'm in New York. That's what I'm saying. But if I was in Texas, though, then it mattered to me like that. Yeah, I'm going to do it all the way to the end for her. I ain't got to get no free rent. The say up of Ghost, I'll be back in a minute. Go check my stats. Man, boy. Somebody said you a sellout? Nah, that's not it. What is a career path? Guys, that's my time, bro. I wake up every morning, bro. The first thing I say is, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm a born-again Christian. I don't care about how you feel about my Christianity. That's your opinion. Everybody, opinion are like buttholes. Everybody got one. Sorry about the language, but it's facts. Everybody got a butthole, bro, because you got a butthole and you letting us know that you got a butthole. Nobody cares. They got children mind, but they all got children mind, so it all works amongst themselves. But you come step to real and authentic, it ain't gonna work with me. You see what I'm saying? I don't care how you feel about it. I'm standing 10 on my faith, boy. Jesus is king. And I don't say that like, you know what I'm saying? I'll turn the other cheek with you because I'm a Christian. And after I turn that one cheek, God told me to turn. You got some Christians, they going to keep turning cheeks. I ain't going to turn no cheek no more. I'm going to turn that one cheek and I'm going to show you what your disrespect towards my Christianity and my Savior. And I'm going to drop your jaw on that floor. Just like that. You say a Christian point, yeah, this guy is God's top angel. He got a sword. He ain't got that sword for nothing. Yeah, that's how it is, bro. You just need to have respect for people. Stop disrespecting people. Tearing up that man's speech like that, bro. You gotta, that's like a child. You can't control your emotions. She's standing up behind, you know how unprofessional that is. And the Democratic Party, they just applauded her. What you think the voters and American people thought when you tearing up his speech? You know what they thought? We got to get that crazy thing up out of there. That's what they thought. Ain't that what they thought? Because Joe Biden became president, but what happened to Nancy Pelosi? Eventually, she gone. Guys, that's my time, man. I love y'all, man. Like I said, Christ is king, man. I believe Jesus suffered, he bled, and he died on the cross for your sins. The blood that Jesus shed, it washes away your sins, man. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm real, bro. Like, I don't care what nobody feel about me. I got love for everybody. But if they don't have the love, if the love ain't reciprocated, or they disrespect me, that's just what it is. I just ask, if you say that I'm soft and you not, say my name publicly. You ain't gotta have the courage to say it to my face. I know you don't have that. But I'm saying if I'm soft and you whatever you saying I am, say my name publicly. Whatever you saying to me, don't say it with no Q words, because I'm gonna come out and tell you straight to your face. You can't never be this real. I'm saying if you a politician, come on, man. You almost like a police officer. You can't be out here like you gangster, because you going to get the gangsters or the people who saying they gangsters who telling you this stuff. None of them going to say it to my face, because they know the consequences that you going to have to pay immediately. And the police can't save you. You know you come play with me, I got consequences for you immediately. And you send the police next time, I got consequences for you immediately. And the police can't save you. What you think? Because like when I'm finna ride to Colorado on the way to Missouri, what you think I ain't got them 10 cameras in the car? You think I don't know your move? You think, bro, I'll be on point 24/7. You come play with me, you gonna get everything you looking for. Real talk. I heard baby girl say I'm insane because she don't talk to no Republicans. Nah, you ain't talking to no Republicans. You talking to some Democrats. But that Democrat over here, that dude you think is a Democrat, he talking to the Republicans. So that's how he running you on a twist, and you can't even know it. Yeah, it's a lot of noise. It's noise on the side. I don't care either way. I'm dipset. You see what I'm saying? I got a dipset, baby. I got stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? That's great things, though. Great things, though. I pray for you. You know what I'm saying? U.S. Senator, great things. But I got a dipset. I got to go out west. I got business to handle. So I'm saying while I'm out west, I'm sure y'all gonna be following me out west too. Like while I'm ugly and all this and you don't care about, I know you gonna be watching what I do, bro. I already know. You can't run no game on me. I'm saying please don't put you ain't gotta say my name, but if you throw anything and I just think that because I'm kind of old. So you probably need to be more respectful because I'm gonna do a news story on you if you don't. That's your warning. I'll make an example out of you even if you don't say my name. If I think you want to say my name, I'm insane. I'm going to make an example. I'm ugly and I'm insane. You see, those little kitty things, I'm going to destroy your character. Destroy my character. Because when I was a heathen before 2018, they were calling me all kind of things, scammer, whatever. They would destroy my character. They can't do that now. I'm clean. So now they got to talk about some stupid, like, his chin too big, his hair too big, he ugly. Me being ugly, but just make sure you win your race, baby. I love y'all, man. It be Ghost Rider, baby. You hear me? It's big Ghost Rider, baby. Tomorrow morning at 6:45 a.m. What we talking about? Text to Rich. Y'all shout out Bernie Sanders and AOC, man. I'm out, man. I love y'all. See y'all in the morning.